Good morning. Nameless. A map just called Nameless. Anything exciting? Anything exciting in here? Anything at all? That's an interesting trailer. That'd be nice to transport small tractors and stuff, or I'm installing that one. I don't know where that could come in useful, but that looks like it could be useful in the future. And then just a small, yeah, I'm installing that too. How's my audio, Jess? If you want to throw on your headphones and test my audio to see if I'm even understandable, if I have the levels all right. I know my voice sounds funny, but that's a secret emoji? Yep. Why is that secret? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I'm like, why is it frozen? It's not. It's all good. Okay. Manure spreaders. When these packs don't have images on it, that's quite the variety pack there. But when it, I like when there's a good image of the mod instead of a description. Okay, low beds. I'll see that one's in there again. Some of these aren't really well organized. It's like, why under header trailers is there a combine in there? Like, it makes no sense. Crop Destruction Plus. Disable contract machines. So with this Crop Destruction Plus, standard and wide tires do damage to crops in the first and second growth stages. Narrow tires do none. How's that different from what we have now? Maybe there's no damage in first growth. I wish there was a crop destruction that you could drive across and it would just, so if you drove across it on first stage, it would just step one stage back. So when you're harvesting, it is just a lesser yield there. I don't know how you would do that. Not completely destroyed, because a lot of the crops bounce back if you drive it on the first growth stage. If you drive it on second growth stage, yeah, it'll probably destroy it, but But even if on first stage it bounces back, it wouldn't yield as well there. So I don't know, it'd be neat if that was a little more. Hey Michael, you must be on a lunch break. How's your day going? Today morning, well, yesterday night we went to bed, it was 22 degrees Celsius, and today morning we woke up and it's 29 degrees Celsius, so it got warmer overnight. Isn't it supposed to get cooler overnight? Sorry, distracted. 35 Celsius, that's pretty hot. That's pretty darn hot. That's kind of neat. I like that. That's a cool looking log cabin, you know, out in the wild. Wooden base. Yeah, I like this one. Let's install that. Wait, that's a generator? How does that make money? I don't see that making money. Why is that under generator? Oh, invested in tourism. So you're renting these out. So profit varies according to season. Yeah, but what's the profit? It doesn't tell us the profit. It tells us how much it costs and how much maintenance they are, but how much income. I don't know. I like the idea either way. National State Forest Trailhead. I kind of like that signing. I don't see a use for it, but not in my gameplay, but it's cool. Yeah, I just pointed this out. It's just like bales burn and stuff and car accidents, and it's like someone's trying to turn this into an emergency simulator instead of a farming simulator. You change your schedule? Okay, let's go play. I'll go multiplayer just in case Jessica wants to join, or is she not joining? Okay, so then I'll start. Huh? What? So no, you're not joining. I start the game differently. I just want a yes or no. Damn it! No indecisiveness. Yes or no? No. Okay. You can't. Ah, you can get free after all. This is quite upbeat, isn't this? So 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you're off of work in just over 2 hours. Okay, let's see if Farming Sim makes some noise when we start it. Hopefully I got it all set up correctly. Oh, good. Bit of a wonky shaped field. This is steep, very, very steep. Oh, watch my header. So that's a little wonky there. I'm gonna paint some grass there so that way don't have to deal with that in the future. Just a little bit. And if it's still a problem next time, we will paint a little more. That should be better. I just realized I am hungry. I didn't eat anything for breakfast. I just went straight to editing video. Oh, just gave me a granola bar. How hot and warm and it goes, I don't know how long it's been laying here. Basically, it's just a gamble. The barley's yielding okay. Not fabulous, but it's yielding okay. Okay, I've decided to paint in a little more already. This corner is just too steep. Morning, James. Okay, we'll leave that good for this time and then see what we do with it next time.
Okay. Good morning. I'm trying to decide if you sound weird or if my headset just makes it
I
sound
sound weird, all right.
Ah. What mic are you using?
It's not the microphone.
Okay.
It's the sound card.
Oh. Yeah, you sound very like tinny and
Yeah.
low quality.
It, but I don't have a way of fixing it. So last weekend we were trying to get my audio to be better. So the audio plug, microphone plug in the front of the computer is busted. So I have been using an extension to plug it into the back. So I'm like, what if I remove the extension and just plug it straight into the back? Does that fix the audio? And the answer was yes, absolutely. The audio is awesome. Do that. Until the very first time I kicked my headphones and then bent something in the motherboard, and now I no longer have a way of plugging in my headphones. So I'm using the Razer sound card USB.
Okay. So that's one thing that really gets me is that sound cards are really crappy quality.
This thing came with my headphones, and it's this little dongle, the USB sound card dongle that I'm using. And we've played with a mixer and trying to... I don't remember how to do that. Yeah, we've done all sorts of stuff in here.
Just so you're aware, I'm way louder than you on the stream.
You are way louder. I had not set up Discord at all, so let's go to 75%. How about now?
Okay, I will listen again.
See if our volumes are a little more equal.
Okay, that seems a lot better.
Okay, so we've tried different volume normalization and voice cancellation or noise cancellation and different things to get the card to give the best audio, but it's garbage. And
so, but this is one of those things that really does get me. Like, motherboards come with really high quality sound cards. You go buy a sound card and it's usually worse.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know, but I've come across this before where I'm like, I'm gonna buy sound cards that have better sound. No, you spend a crap ton of money before the sound is actually better than just what comes with a motherboard.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to buy a new.
Now, I'm just trying to think because your mic for the front of the case is dead, right?
Yes.
But that just plugs in somewhere on your motherboard. I don't know if it's dead on case side or motherboard side. It should be technically possible to plug in. Yeah, I mean, I would think so.
Or the plug on the front is actually I can take a look right here.
So my headset would fix your problems probably.
Yeah,
they're all USB.
That would probably solve the issue.
And I have a headset sitting at home right now. If you wanted to borrow it, because I actually ended up buying a new headset. I'm trying out a wireless headset for the first time.
Oh! So, let's take a look here. That plug on the front goes into that doohickey. And, yeah, that's a lot of cables.
Oh wait, so with my headset, you would actually be able to use just the dongle bit and not even have to use that. You can still use your headset probably if you wanted. So the way my headset works is you have a USB plug that goes to a volume controller, and then the headset is just a regular audio jack into that dongle.
So which one of these would be the headset? There's a lot of cables going into that little board.
So I think your better fix might have been, rather than get a USB sound card, get a USB audio plug-in.
Yeah, well, I didn't buy the sound card. It came with this headset.
Okay, that is fair. But yeah, basically you can get a USB to audio jack for under $15.
Yeah, so it plugs into my motherboard in some weird, I don't know if it's a SATA connector.
It's not a SATA connector, but yeah, it's similar.
That's how the audio is coming from my... Yeah. Huh, you know what? We have reset the computer a couple of times. I'm going to try a little experiment here.
Yeah, so basically where your audio is plugged into your motherboard is the AAFP. If you buy, it should just say something like HD audio on it, on the actual pin.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yep.
Yeah. And you can buy new front plates for a computer.
Yep.
That plug into those.
Yep. That's what I need to replace. That
would be one option. But another would just be because like I was saying that my video or the mic I have sitting, or the headset I have sitting at home, has a USB bit that plugs in, and then the headset plugs into that.
Okay, I might go dead audio-wise for a little bit.
Okay.
See how this goes. Okay. Microphone. Okay. Now, how loud is my volume compared to the rest of everything? Which I can't hear any of the. I can't hear any of the music. Nothing. What? You guys hear it? I don't hear it. I hear nothing. Do I hear the game? I don't hear the game. I don't hear anything. So, okay. Do you guys at least hear the game? Yeah, it looks like it, but why do I not hear anything? Let's go in here. Switch that to... Sure, let's try something else. Music is still going. What, that changed stuff? How? Why would that... Why would me changing this make a difference? Okay. Yeah, I can't hear the game, but I'm gonna save and quit and see if that makes the fact that it started the game with a headset. And then once I can hear everything I need to hear, then I'm gonna try to play with the levels and see if we can adjust that. Oh, you don't hear. Oh, you don't hear James at all anymore. Well, so let's click on Discord and see if we can fix that. Discord. See if that fixed it.
Okay, well, we'll talk a little bit and see if that comes through the mic.
That worked.
Yep.
I don't know if the audios and everything are going to be right, but I'm not worried about any of that right now. Right now is I want to hear the game. I find it so hard to play without sound in game. I use sound as part of the tools of doing the job, right? So
yeah. That is playing games. Some games on mute is fine, but a lot of games not.
You guys hear it? I feel like it's really quiet.
Yeah, it's there, but it is very quiet.
Whoa.
Is the game balance in OBS good?
I'm not worried about OBS. Okay. It is balanced in my ears properly. Now, listen to the stream and tell me what voices have to go up, what has to go down. I'm happy with the sound in my ears. Now, is my mic too loud compared to the music? Is the music too loud compared to the game? Is James's Discord volume wrong? Why don't you join Discord so you can actually talk to me?
Yeah, I think your voice, like the music might be just a touch too loud to your voice, but it's actually pretty good.
Okay, music going slightly down.
And I think my voice is fine.
Okay. Hey, Milo girl. So my audio sounds much better now again. Not that tinny thing I was. Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned it. I was trying to fix that. So this is a temporary fix. I've got my tower backwards so that the back end of it is facing me, which is weird. But if that works better. What? Oh, okay, so that's gone. So I was trying a compression thing. Filters. So let's go to music. Filters. Aha! Our music has no filter. So I want the music to get quieter when I talk. Okay, I saved that screenshot somewhere. Why am I so lost? That's not the right screenshot. Did I just leave it on the desktop? No. Huh? Why would it be in downloads? A screenshot of this. Oh, on my phone. I think I took it on my phone. So, let's work on that. Hey, nothing like spending every episode streaming just fixing audio. The goal is to make it better. Okay, let's look on my phone, see if there's some pictures on here. Yes, okay, cool. Okay, we want this down here. Threshold down, attack all the way down, release up, and output gain kind of leave it where it is. Change this to microphone, and there's no way of saving, just it's good. Okay. Does the music get quieter when I talk now? Or does it do the same?
I don't hear a difference.
You don't hear a difference. No difference. Should be the microphone. That's the right settings. Why? Because I can do Discord, so it would do the same thing for you, but I can only. Why doesn't that work? Let's make it crazy high and see if that does a thing. Oops, I didn't put a microphone on it. Music. Filter. Okay, as soon as I click microphone on here, microphone, close. Okay, it should now, when I talk, the music get quieter. Yes or no? It makes me quieter?
Maybe.
What the?
I don't think it makes you quieter, but I don't think it's working though either.
Why not? We had this figured out last time. Come on. One step forward, two back. Okay. Does it change live while I'm talking? Does it? As I move the slider, does it change live? Okay, what did that do? Much worse, much better.
I mean, I don't know. You seem to be louder.
I'm louder, but does the...
You seem to just be louder in general.
So we'll just leave that. Okay, what does this do? Does the music get quieter or louder while I'm talking? What does that do? Did that make... So when I talk now, does the music get quiet?
Yeah, that seems to have done the thing. The music got way quieter. Basically, the music more or less stops when you
Okay, let's put it over here. So now when I talk, does the music get just quieter or stop? And then music gets quiet again?
Can you talk again? Protest?
I refuse to test.
Yeah, music's still getting quiet. Getting very quiet.
Okay, so can I do more than one filter on here? That is my next question, because I would like it to get quieter when you guys talk on Discord too. So let's add another compressor. Compressor 2. Change that to Discord. And put the same exact settings on it. Give or take. Okay. Now, you're listening, Jess? Okay. Now James has to talk and see if the music gets quiet when James talks.
Okay, so if I talk, does the music cut out? Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay, cool. So you can put 2 filters on here. Okay, cool. Win! We got a win!
It does. It is still like just cutting out though.
Oh, so it just cuts all the way out. So let's drop that down a bit. Drop that down. Okay, so does the music now just get quieter? Does it cut all the way out dead or just quieter?
It is not cutting out as hard, but it still goes very, very quiet.
Okay, let's go to 12.5. 12.5. Is there still some music while I'm talking? Milo's battery's at
Too much losing.
still too much. Okay, down to 9.5. While I'm talking, is there any kind of music at all? Blah blah blah.
3, and let's try to see what that does.
All the way down to 3? Okay, going down to 3. Does it cut down music at all now? Blah 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 blah. Music should still be playing, but quieter. The music should be. It would help if the music played. Come on, let's get into the song. Give me a louder song. Come on. There we go. We got a beat now. When I'm talking, is the beat still there? Or does it make a difference at all?
No, the beat's mostly gone still.
We'll leave it at that then. I'm gonna be happy with that. And do this one at 3 as well when you guys talk. Huh? What's that? James is really quiet to you. Well, hang on. We just did that, so they're both at 3 now. So when James talks, the music should get quieter but not die.
Okay, let's see what goes on. We'll see if that's what happens. Yep.
Okay, calling that good. So, are you... Milo Girl, what's your opinion? Is James's voice louder than mine or quieter than mine?
Mine's quieter, but just a little bit. I don't think it's much. Also, could be I'm moving my mic around.
Well, I'm no longer eating my mic either.
Yeah.
Because with that previous setting, I was eating my mic. Almost the mini the same. Okay, we'll call that good for now. We'll call that good for now.
So, and things I'm really excited for with my new headset. Hold on. First, turning off my sound of the stream now, so I'm not hearing my own echo.
Yep.
Is the mute button on the keyboard works, as well as the mute button on the headset lights up a light on it. So I either have an on-screen indicator or a little red light in my face.
Oh! So I'm excited about a thing too.
What are you excited about?
I hate my editing software. I'm having nothing but problems with editing. Adobe Premiere sucks. Basically, I've come to the point where my skill surpasses the program, where I'm running into barriers. At first, I loved Adobe. It's an awesome program, but I'm now getting to the skill level where the program's holding me back. And what you just said was really super neat too. I like the fact that it lights up when you're muted, just to remind you that. So I am.
Yes.
Kiram suggested DaVinci Resolve. I am seriously looking at buying DaVinci Resolve. No monthly fees, no nothing. You get a free version. I downloaded the free version. I'm going to try it out a little bit. But $300 and it's yours. But what I'm more excited about than that is, how do they make money if they only sell it to you once?
Like, so there was that whole thing with DaVinci trying to basically get rid of basically the forever purchase, wasn't it?
Yes, they did, and they backpedaled and changed their mind. How does DaVinci make money? This is how DaVinci makes money.
Selling you hardware.
So, why would I pay? What was it up here? Why would I pay $300? $5 short of $300 for DaVinci Resolve, when I can just buy, that's US prices, when I can buy this for $400 and it comes with DaVinci Resolve.
Oh. That actually seems like a pretty good
So for $100 I would have this small editing keyboard. For $200 I would have a full editing keyboard. Like, I'm not going to buy the program, I'm going to buy this editing keyboard. Just a small little one is probably all I need for the next how many years, but I'm seriously looking into this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test out the free version of the program, and if I think I can get used to the new style of editing, I will buy this.
Yeah, I think that is pretty awesome. That would be worth it.
And look, they make they make editing boards. This one here is 30 grand. They make editing boards. And
when your only job is editing.
yes. So that's how they make most of their money, and that's why I think they caved in by the buy the software once and own it forever. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind paying $50 a year. It's like, hey, you want the upgraded version? I wouldn't even mind paying that.
That's the thing of like because I don't think you can do like you buying the software doesn't now include like you as a new user. It doesn't include the lifetime.
No, they've changed that. So
for that, you used to have that. So there are people who have not paid for the program in a good number of years. They were trying to get rid of that.
Yeah. So
that was, I think, a bad idea. The people who originally bought in, the people who supported you when you were small, don't stab them in the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, it's understandable for them to not do that for new users.
Imagine me having this set up over here.
Yep.
But
that'd be so much overkill. But yeah.
I'm thinking the smallest little one they have, apparently you can edit a whole video just on this one little keyboard. Yeah. So there are some downsides and some ups to it. I've watched some video reviews, so I'm going to try the program and see how it goes. But yeah, I found it interesting last week where it's like, I'm playing on this and all of a sudden it's like, I want to do this. I thought this program was supposed to be able to do this. Oh, the only way I can do that is buying the pro version and paying $29 a month. And I'm like, if you said $10 a month, I probably would have bought it already.
Yeah.
But, dude, 25 bucks, 29 bucks, whatever it is, 27, something like that. That's a lot of money for a small YouTube editor like me. For the big people, who cares? That's pocket change. They don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's nothing. That's just cost of doing business.
So I'm thinking of it. I downloaded it. I'm gonna play with it after I'm done editing this. After lunch, I'll play with it a bit, and then we'll go from there. Because right now my YouTube channel is $6,600 in debt.
Yeah,
So-
there's definitely the negative number grows faster than the positive number right now.
Oh yeah, big time. Well, giving the Asphalt Gods cameras make that number go negative a lot quicker.
Yeah.
What's been keeping you busy
Me?
other than the crafting spirit?
I mean, I basically abandoned Crafting Spirit for 6 days.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Honestly, really well. Went up to basically went up with 5 people to Prince George, like 5 people in the car. So 5 of the 7 seats were full. We have nicknamed the back seats in the Forerunner the Goblin Hole,
The Goblin Hole.
which is not bad.
Hole or hold?
Hole.
Goblin Hole.
Because basically when you're getting into it, it's awkward to get into it. It's not bad when you're in it. Like, you would hate it. It is too short. It is meant for children.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like me, if I try to sit up completely upright, my head is just touching the ceiling. But also, like, the slouch, it just really doesn't matter a lot.
So basically it only fits little goblins.
Yeah. But basically the biggest thing is it is awkward to get into. There's a lot of people where I'm like, you can't get into that spot. You need some flexibility, you need some youth to you. But anyway, yeah, so took 5 people up for basically an 18-hour drive and didn't want to murder them at the end of it, so that was good. Yeah, went up there, met some new people, had a bunch of fun. When we were supposed to be doing the fighting, it was thunder showers, and no one liked my idea of basically challenging Thor, so that got delayed till the next morning.
You don't wanna stick big metal pointy sticks into the sky when there's lightning?
I mean, I was suggesting that we do it. My suggestion was basically whoever waves their sword around and it doesn't get hit by lightning wins. But apparently this got and the event store was totally down for it until someone pointed out he'd have to do the paperwork, and then suddenly he was not okay with that anymore. But yeah, basically, so we had the tournament Sunday morning, and Sunday morning was a beautiful day for it, and I guess things were kind of lining up. There was only one person that had difficulty fighting. Everyone else they were good fights. They were not pushovers, but it was a case of like I had a good answer for everyone except for one of the people I actually brought with. But ended up basically going against them in the finals and winning.
Oh, nice.
So that is my first tournament where I won, where you have to actually win. Last tournament I won. It was a legitimate tournament, so a legitimate win, but it was done by vote. So it didn't matter how many fights you won. It mattered. Basically, there was some criteria.
And charisma goes a long way then.
Yes, and that was one of the things. One of the big reasons why I won is because I was being a cheeky bugger and just having fun. So the tournament that I won, this event happened in Coston. The tournament that I won in Coston was one where it's called a home gang tournament. Basically, you lay down a rope on the ground, and once you step into it, fight's on, and you have to stay inside of it. Stepping out of it or getting stabbed is a lose. That like rope is barely big enough for two people to actually be able to fight in. It is you are in fighting range the entire time. You cannot ever step out of stabbing range. It's just too small. So anyway, and the idea is originally how a home game would work is you would lay out a cloak on the ground and you would fight in that space.
Oh, okay, that's the old school way of doing it. And
yeah. Because we're using longer swords than they would have been, we upped the size a little bit, but other than that, it's still the same idea. It is still cramped and hard fighting. Well, anyway, once you step in, it's fighting. There's like you're outside of the fight area, you step in, fight's on.
You're already swinging. You're darting around.
Yeah. Well, so the one time, my opponent walks through the circle in front of me. That way, back facing me. My opponent walks through the circle in front of me, and I just like step up and basically place my sword along their throat. Because as soon as I step in and he steps in, fight's on. So basically, they stepped in, back facing me, so I just stepped in, sword to their throat, and basically won the fight like that. So it was one thing where it was just very much having fun. It was one thing because like that's not something anyone expected to do or have at a tournament, but it was just.
It's like, oh, when fight's on, I didn't realize fight was on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fight is on, fight is on. So after that, people were a lot more careful to walk around the rope.
Yep.
But it was just basically I was out there having a lot of fun. I was being a little bit cheeky, and that definitely counted as much to it as how well I actually fought.
Yeah.
The person who basically declared me victorious at the end did because so the way the voting worked, there was a at that event, it's called Golden Swan, and there are a bunch of people who are part of that order, and they were all voting, but as well as basically one of the people voting actually was also fighting in the tournament, not to win it, but just fighting because she can.
Basically, I'm gonna fight, but I'm not actually competing here.
Yeah, exactly that. And she did say, she's like, basically she's like, you're fighting well enough that you win it on how well you fought already. But what really made it an absolute win is the fact that you're just out there having so much fun. And I'm like, yep, that works, because that is really why I show up for fighting. Whenever people are like, oh, you like basically, you know, need to take this more seriously, or you got to do this to win, and I'm like, who's paying me?
Yes. Yep.
No one's paying me to win.
If I'm not having fun, what's the point of being here?
Yeah, so if I stop having fun, I leave.
Yep.
So I'm going to do this the fun way. But yeah, this weekend I had a ton of fun fighting. But it was a case of, it was a much more straightforward tournament where you win fights, you win the tournament. That was all there was to it. Yeah, there was 9 fighters total, and I brought 5 of them.
Oh.
It's a small shire. But either way, so now I have 2 fancy cloaks to run around with until October, when I need to go run the tournament that I won the first one at, and I go give it back.
Okay, so you're allowed to wear your prize until the next tournament. It basically, your first place trophy is actually owned by that tournament,
yeah,
and you must return it to that tournament next time that tournament happens.
Yeah, there's a cloak, and it is the basically it is the property of the Appledore Defender. That means whoever is the defender gets to wear it. When a new defender gets declared, they are the owner.
So what if you couldn't compete next year at that spot? Do you get somebody to bring that cloak in because you're guaranteed not to win?
Well, the whole thing is like, I could actually go compete. Some people go defend their titles. I think it's bad for them to do so. Spread them around. But you should go to the tournament because you should run it.
Mm.
Um,
Basically, you should show up and run the tournament and take this cloak off of me.
Yeah.
And then you can present that cloak to them.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that.
Basically, the master handing the cloak to the apprentice.
Sort of deal. Yep. Basically, you're handing it on to your successor.
Yep.
And that's a part of the ceremony, and I enjoy that actually. I also I enjoy running tournaments. I think it's fun. But also it is a case of if when life gets in the way, you can't do it. Like this weekend, the guy who was the defender there has moved to Logan Lake and just can't get the time off of work. So it was a case of somebody else ran the tournament for him.
Yes, real life gets in the way. Real life gets in the way, and that's okay.
That was wildlife that ran in front of the tractor, right?
That was what? That was a deer. That was deer, yes.
Is that part of the base game or is that a mod?
Base game.
Okay, cool.
Did you see the deer out there?
Yep. I wasn't sure. I'm like that. I hope that's part of the base game. So the fact that it's part of the base game is good.
Flying birds are part of the base game too. I think it's just deer and flying birds. I think that's the only wildlife we see. A lot of the sounds are base game, but I also have critters mod on, so you hear a lot more of the insects and flies and stuff like that buzzing in the background that nobody really hears until you really pay attention. The background, there is always critters and bugs flying around.
Yeah.
And when you take that away, it just sounds naked, but
Yeah.
when it's there, nobody notices it.
Yep. It is amazing how much there are certain sounds where basically with them gone, things are just too quiet. Basically, people know that things are not supposed to actually be dead quiet.
Yeah. It's like a lived-in environment. Nobody notices that everything looks dirty and used and stuff like that until you put in perfectly clean, brand new stuff. It's like, whoa, that's a little unnatural feeling. If you get it right, nobody notices it. Just like an IT professional.
Yeah, pretty much. So going back to the new headset I bought.
Yes. What's it called?
Like this headset. It is a Steel Series. That's the brand, and it is an Arctis Nova 7. You can get more expensive. The Arctis or the Nova Pro is like $480.
What's it called again? Nova?
Arctis Nova 7.
Nova 7. Okay. I'm really picky on how the headphones. Like, I want to buy some nice high-end headphones, but I find them really uncomfortable. It's like, why am I paying so much money for an uncomfortable headset? So I bought these cheaper quality ones because they're more comfortable. I'm like, I really want the better quality, but
So these ones you can actually swap out the ear pods, like the part against your ear. Or against
I might try them on.
Yeah.
I have to try them on before buying.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, there's a couple things I absolutely love. First off, the mic just goes away when you don't want it. But also, so right now I have music playing on YouTube and you on Discord, both at max volume. And normally I'd have to turn the music down to like 10%. There's a dial on the side that lets me balance voice chat to like game audio.
Oh, nice.
You have to set up software to do it on a PC because PC just sends out everything. So the software basically splits everything up and goes, okay, is this part of gaming? Is it part of voice chat? Is it part of media? What is it part of? and how do we want to treat it separately. Oh, also, it is Bluetooth. I could literally be having a conversation with someone on my phone right now while still listening to the music.
Oh,
Bluetooth is not either or, it's both, all at the same time.
that's cool.
Yeah, so it is very much just it does a lot of things that I
Hey, Jedi.
seen before. Also, just I don't like wireless headsets.
I don't either.
I decided to make you can get these wired if you want.
Is that USB-C?
Yes.
I guess we would have to get USB-C adapters because I have one on the front of my... Well, you know what?
It comes with one.
When I
A USB cable that goes USB-A to USB-C.
When I upgrade the new front board there to get headphones up front, maybe see if I can find with a couple of USB-C slots.
Should be possible. I've actually also considered getting a USB-C card, where it basically has a bunch of USB outputs, including some USB and some standard. But with my current motherboard, it really isn't needed. I have 2 USB-C outs.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I currently have one USB-C out, and it's... What do you call those things that you install on the front of the PC? What are those called?
Front plates.
Front plates. So, headphone... USB-C front plate. What comes up? Okay,
panel.
that's what I own right there. That's exactly the one I own, and the microphone is broken on it.
Okay. And so it has one USB-C?
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine is definitely... So I can't do any of that stuff from my PC, because I've got the top. Like, I have my inputs at the top that has, like, the same sort of inputs. But it's just... I have no room to put front panels.
Yeah.
So whatever I do, we'll have to...
It looks like USB-C is still not popular enough to...
Yeah, USB-C is still...
You know one thing I've never tried with the front panel? Unplugging everything and plugging it back in. I wonder if it's actually broken.
Yeah. There's stranger things that have happened than that. Then our front panel, that's completely fine, but just...
Let's just go for USB-C front panel. Yeah, show me the back of it, thanks. That one's got 2 USB-Cs and one USB 1 and one USB 2. Why not 3 at least?
I found one that was like for a back panel. Basically, it plugs in like a PCI slot, and it had a bunch.
USB-C, PSI. Oh, PSI slot.
The only problem I had is all the USB-C slots were sideways, and the dongle for the headset is sideways. So I'd basically take up 3 slots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if they are up and down,
like,
it would only take 1 slot.
Like this. Why can't we have a whole bunch of USB-Cs there? It's got 2 USB-Cs. Yeah, it's interesting how far USB-C is actually lagging behind in hardware.
Yeah, but like it's everywhere for small stuff, but for PCs, they're like, no. But I'm looking forward to the day where it's just USB-C to USB-C cable.
Yeah.
Because that would be great. Just both ends are USB-C. Nothing else.
A lot of stuff is already.
Yeah, so I definitely think it is a case of wait a little bit before buying a front plate that...
Yeah, I'm not finding what I really want, so... front panel...
There might be the day that I regret my case choice because I won't be able to update my front panel ever.
Yeah, my computer is so tired that honestly, I just need to replace it. But the problem is, if we go RVing life sooner than later, this I don't want any of this in. I wouldn't want any of this in the RV. It's just way too much space, way too energy.
It uses a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Produces a lot of heat, and takes up a lot of space.
If I want 2 PCs in the RV? It would be the new framework.
Yeah.
Framework, laptop. I have to type in laptop. The word framework, yeah, it doesn't go over well. Why don't we just go straight to their website because they have it on there, right? Framework 16? Yeah. I would get that. Yep, with a number pad on the side. Wait, did I? Hang on. That is just a mechanical keyboard. That's not framework.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have that in there. Or they're saying this is just like a...
Yeah, it's just like placing your keyboard.
Yeah, they have a tower there, and oh yeah, look, she's building her tower, and he's building the framework. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing there. But the one thing I miss on my current framework is, oh, dang it, is that the number pad. I missed the number pad. So this one,
Yes.
you would move the keyboard over and then install that number pad on there, and then yeah, that'd be a win. That's the laptop I would buy if we were in our RV right now.
Yep, and it would make sense. And basically just do your best to shield it from vibration, and it should last a long time. But yeah, a tower, it's just... Towers are big. There's no way around it. Because like your entire framework can basically take up the sliver of the side of my case, and that's it. And then the rest of my computer just takes up more space.
Downside I found to my framework is I use it for editing video. Editing video uses a lot of power. A lot of power creates a lot of heat. My laptop keeps overheating, so I went and bought one of those stupid fan things you put underneath laptops that everybody says don't actually work.
Yeah.
And just that little bit of extra air movement prevents it from overheating. I think the framework needs just a little bit of a bigger gap on the bottom so more air can flow.
So the laptop that you borrowed, Crafting Spirit,
Yes.
has that extra fan mode.
Yes.
I actually really appreciate that.
So you can hit that and then it just turbo fan. It's like, hey, I know this is going to take a lot of heat, so just hit that button right away and just cool this sucker down. Yes, it's loud and obnoxious, but that's what I want now.
But also when I was like sitting in the hospital just doing stuff, and I'm like, this is starting to get a bit warm.
Ah, yes, on your lap, right?
Yeah, it was like, I'm like, this is not bad for the PC levels of heat yet, but it's warm on my lap, and I'm like, I don't want this. So I just would go, okay, crank her up, and suddenly my lap is cool again. I'm like, this really does make a difference.
Yeah, I really like that laptop, except that it's not repairable.
Yeah, like Framework is absolutely better just because you can repair, but there are laptops that have a lot of good features otherwise.
So I want what that MSI laptop has in a Framework, which it looks like they're getting there. They're like Framework is. They keep investing. All the money they're making, they're investing back into the company and going into more debt. So
I just hope that they never hit the point where they suddenly go, oh hey, it's more profitable for us to like basically undercut our original mission statement.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Which is a lot of companies do go that way, but
Eventually.
because right now they're not profitable, I don't think.
No, probably not yet.
And I don't know if that is because they're reinvesting everything into newer, bigger, better, or because not enough people they haven't hit critical mass yet.
Yeah.
Because I will preach framework to everybody I can, because it has its glitches, it has a little bit of issues you have to work through, but same issues other laptops have, the same problems, except you don't have the support that you would have with some of those other laptop companies.
Yeah.
But the fact that it is completely, you can take it apart. There are online forums that if you know how to Google the right terms, like Jess does, Jess is good at Googling, you can find a solution to it.
Yeah.
Like a big problem framework right now has is the power brick does not give the laptop enough power.
Oh.
When you're doing really heavy duty computing, the computer goes, I'm not getting enough power. I'm going to go into energy efficiency mode.
Which makes everything suddenly grind to a halt, because
Yep.
the way it goes energy efficient is by not giving you performance.
And the funny thing is, it only does it when it's at a almost full battery. Lower battery, no issues at all.
Sorry, what?
Yep.
That seems,
It's a software thing. When your battery is low on power, no issues, and all of a sudden you hit 85% and the thing just grinds to a halt and just dead. It's like, what in the world is going on? So how did I get around that? Went into the BIOS. My battery only charges to 70% now.
oh, that's the worst solution, but it is a solution.
My battery charges to 70% and stops there, and have never had an issue since then. It'll never go to energy efficiency mode. And seeing I always use it plugged in, it's not an issue for me, but dude, they're laptops.
Yeah.
Most people use them because they want to be mobile. I use it for the size. I need a small PC. So the 70% thing works great for me, but I could see other people having serious issues with that. It looks like they came out with a new power brick, or at least potentially in the future a different power brick, so you could just upgrade to that and that would probably solve the issue.
Yeah, but also, since it is only doing it if you go to like 80%, it's software. It should be fixable on there.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's an update. It's going to fix the problem. Off we go.
But it is a very new company, so they are a little sluggish on some of those things. There's still a lot of growing pains.
Also, they're very small.
Very small.
Everything when you are tiny.
Yep. What are you focusing on? Making new stuff that everybody's asking for, or are you fixing your old stuff? And it's like you got to do both,
Yeah.
but you got to find the balance.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just do one thing, and as it turns out, that's difficult.
So you got to kind of triage and go, what's the most important to fix right now?
Yeah.
Also, the power button has a thumbprint reader or a fingerprint reader on it.
Yeah.
Mine failed like on day 2.
Oh, that sucks.
I could just call in for warranty and they'd probably just send me a new one. But I don't use it. So I'm like, I don't use a fingerprint reader. Is there a point to this? So, yeah, it's not a perfect laptop.
I would still be willing to take that risk just because of what they're doing. That I have would have it's something I wanted in a laptop for so bloody long.
I bought the laptop because I think the company should exist.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get better, and maybe other companies will go down the same. If another company goes down the same route and says, "Hey, we're gonna do it better," and yeah, I'll jump. I'm not brand loyal.
Competition. Competition is good.
I'm not brand loyal at all. If all of a sudden everybody starts making laptops like this, I will buy the best one out there, framework or not. But right now, framework is the most repairable laptop in the world. I did find one thing interesting. The do-it-yourself version, you know, you save yourself a little money,
Yeah.
is a stupid setup from their point of view. They lose money on that. Do you know how they make those? They build the whole laptop, put it all together, test everything to make sure they're sending out a good laptop, then take it apart and ship it to you in individual parts.
Oh, why?
I'm like, oh, I did that to save a little bit of money and put it back together myself. It was kind of cool, but why don't you just charge exactly the same price for both?
Yeah.
Or maybe even charge a little extra for the do-it-yourself version because you're putting more work into it.
Yeah.
They take it apart at the factory. So they tested my laptop, everything worked, and then they took it apart and sent it to me in pieces. I'm like, that's what I wanted, but I didn't realize you guys did that.
Yeah.
And all of that has to change. They have to automate a lot of that testing. They have to, as the company grows bigger, to make a lot of money, you have to get rid of all these workers that literally put the laptop together by hand, test everything, take it apart, and then send it out. Package it, send it out.
Yeah.
There has to be more automation there, but you need much bigger volume to automate all that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been looking at RVs again and realize I have to make compromises. To get the RV I want is going to end up, I keep upping my what I want. I keep upping what I absolutely have to have, and it's like, you know, by the time I actually get what I want, it's going to be a $2 million RV, and I can only afford like I can only afford $170,000 laptop. So I'm like, I guess I need to just buy that RV with a potential.
You're doing much better than I thought if you are looking at a $150,000 laptop.
RV.
Yeah. You said laptop.
Oh, RV. Yeah, that's.
But
Woo!
you said laptop.
That-
And I'm like, that's an expensive laptop.
$150,000 laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that now, and I'm like, maybe I don't need a four-wheel drive. Maybe a four-wheel drive RV can wait until 10 years from now if we're making money off of that.
Yeah. I'll happily buy your not four-wheel drive.
Yeah, so. And if we buy the simpler one, there's a potential of getting a used one for like $80,000 or $90,000. That's almost as good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the entire thing of basically used high-end RVs seems to be the best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
You get a good RV, but you're not paying that brand new price. Because that's an expensive one.
Yeah, but I really like the brand new price because everything wrong in it is my fault.
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily because manufacturer defects, but still, yeah, like that idea where you buy it and that's what it is.
Yeah, because every time you buy used stuff, you find a lot of things you're spending money into that you weren't expecting to.
Yeah. People break things.
Yep.
It happens. So I have just spent a little bit of money on Steam.
Oh, yeah.
I own all of Euro Truck Simulator.
Holy frickin' crap.
I own a lot of Euro Truck Simulator.
Holy... Okay. Okay. Let's go to Steam.
Basically, I own all the maps and all of... Basically, I don't own the paint jobs and any of that stuff because that stuff's not... I'm not going to do a special paint job with my truck
And
anyway.
Euro Truck Simulator 2 because... So...
I panicked for a moment. I'm like, what? No, I didn't buy E2. I bought one. I forgot. No, it is 2. Euro Truck Simulator 1 basically doesn't exist.
No, one. It used to.
Yeah. But basically, they changed the way they do things a little bit between 1 and 2, which is why we still have American Truck Simulator 1 and not a second.
I just said add to cart. That was stupid. So, oh, that's not that bad. How do I remove all?
No, it's not that bad.
Is there a remove all button?
Probably should be, but I don't know. Because that is, if you're just like, I want to buy all the DLC, it's like 140, but if you buy it carefully with packs, it's really not actually that bad.
Remove all items. Oh, good. So, it's 130 bucks plus the game. How much is the game?
The game's like $6 right now.
60 bucks. Okay, that's not terrible.
No, $6.
$6. Okay.
$6.24.
Okay, so that's not a crazy price then.
And I still got away paying less than that. Because I was very careful on how I bought all the packages.
Yes, which packages, which one gives you the best deal, yeah. The water guy just came by. You guys have water guys? James, do you have water guys? We rent, so I don't know. We rent, so...
No. It's... There are... Yeah. I've seen them. They've worked on our water main.
No, but I'm thinking the water guy means...
Like water meter reader?
Water meter reader? We don't have water meters.
Ours has been automated for a long time now.
So, how...
Water reader, but...
Is there? Oh, never mind, James. Or he's talking about something else. But, nonetheless.
Selling water?
No, he's at work. And
Oh, yeah.
some dude's walking around giving out waters so that you don't die.
Which is a good thing. Not dying is nice.
Not dying is nice. I saw the video of a kid that the coach ran the kid so hard up and down a hill, and the kid just wanted some water. And the coach said, no, run some more hills. And then once practice is over, the kid is just desperate looking for water. Even ran to a water fountain to try to drink out of the water fountain. Every store, everything is closed. His body's shutting down. He wants water, and they found him dead. They have CCTV of him running to a water fountain, and the water fountain was empty, or wasn't going, so he literally died because he couldn't get water.
Yeah.
Because the coach pushed him too hard because you need to be a tough kid.
Yeah, that's the thing of... Toughness is a great thing. People push too hard for it. Even before they get to the point of that, they push too hard.
Well, the army pushes you hard, but they have a rule. You need to drink so much water that you need to pee at all times. Why do you not let the kid have water? Stupid coach.
That's 100%. Like that's criminal negligence.
Yep, he should be manslaughter in jail.
Yeah, that is I think it is very reasonable to go. He is on the hook for
negligible death because that's yep. Water's important.
Yeah, dehydration is a very serious injury, even if it doesn't do something like...
Yes, train the kid, work him hard, but let him have a drink of water every time he comes back to the top of the hill and then run back down again. You get a drink of water every time.
Yeah.
I guess coffee break's over and Michael's back to work. So, yeah, water's important. Penticton, isn't our water based off of how much electricity we use?
not 100% sure. I don't think so.
I think our water bill and electricity bill is all built into one.
Well, so our water is billed at the same time as electrical. But basically, there's no way to measure what the in-laws use versus what we use. As well, it's a ranch.
Yeah, it's gonna use a hell of a lot of water.
Do you know how much ranches pay for water? Because it's basically nothing.
Oh, really? Because it's a farmer's thing.
Yep. So, yeah. So basically, water's not an issue where we live, but yeah, most people in the city pay a little bit for their water.
I remember reading that ours was based on how much electricity we use because there's no actual meter reader. So
Okay.
they make the assumption if you use more electricity, you also use more water.
Which I think is kind of dumb, but
Yep. So we can just leave the faucets on as long as we keep our electricity bill down, we're good. I thought for sure I was getting an inspection yesterday.
where at?
Elko, there's a rest area there on Highway 3. And CVSE sets up over there and does full inspections. And I'm like driving in to go load at Canfor just south of Elko. And he's facing south, so all the trucks coming back out of there are getting inspected. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I really wanted to get home today, but okay, we're going to do an inspection today instead. Like,
Yeah.
I see how this goes. He's sitting there waiting for the next truck to come. And guess what? I'm the only truck loading here, so I am the next truck to come. Unless he's gone home, but I doubt at the time of the day. It's fairly early. I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I'm getting inspection. So I went through the truck with a fine-tooth comb before going. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Get ready for him so that at least not make his job easy to find stuff.
Yeah, that make it easy to look over your truck and go, yeah, this is all kept clean.
Yeah.
That way he doesn't start really digging.
Yep. So last time I had one there, it took 2 hours to do the inspection, and he found two of them found a bunch of very minor defects that I had to get fixed before next dispatch. No tickets or anything. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm getting into today. But luckily, I guess he got bored because I took long enough to load that he turned the truck around and started catching people southbound, and he had a logging truck he just barely pulled in as I was starting. I'm like, oh, I timed that just right. Timed that just right. He's busy with a logging truck. Go, go, go. So, I was so happy to see a logging truck getting pulled in with his lights on. It's like, yes, sorry for you, but yes, I don't have to stop. So I have a question for you. Have you ever taken Highway 20 over the route I was showing on chat? Or
Not. I don't think. Actually, let me double check.
is it?
I may have actually.
You will remember there are certain scenery that you will remember, and you will immediately go, yes, I've been on that road, or no, I don't ever remember that, because you don't forget this. I'm going to drag my little guy in here.
Yes. I have not taken 20.
Come on, little guy.
I have not. This 20 is one of the ones I want to take with a bike in the summer.
Yes, you've
I
never.
feel like even
That you will remember.
it's
You
probably-
drive this highway once, you will remember this view for the rest of ever.
So the entire thing is where I'm like, I might have driven it, but I might have driven it at night. But no, that was Highway 2.
Yes, Highway 2 is the one that goes, like, that view looking back on that, yeah. It's a memorable drive. So I'm thinking of
I want to take a motorcycle along this.
taking a big rig on it this Sunday.
None of the corners are sharp enough that it's like, that. How do you make that in a big rig? They're sharp. You're going to be doing them slow, but they're fine. And that's like basically that one big hairpin and some other like tight ones. It looks like there would be.
Where's the waterfall? There's a waterfall on here somewhere. And then, of course, the Diablo viewpoint. You'll remember that too.
I feel like this definitely needs to be part of motorcycle.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful drive. I don't remember where the waterfall is. I thought it was a tight, windy part of the road, but Ladder Creek Falls. It's not the one I'm thinking of, but
yeah, Highway 20 is actually, I have put that onto my long motorcycle itinerary plan.
yeah, that is an epic drive. Jess and I have done it with a pickup, or maybe it was pre-pickup, but it's the route to take. There's a reason why it's a seasonal highway. It's a high winter pass. Yeah, I looked at my dispatch. It said crossing Orville. I'm like, my GPS is broken. It's not working. The map got corrupted. So I just, when Canfor asked where will I be crossing, I'm like, Orville. And he goes, really? I'm like, yep. He goes, okay. And now looking at the map going, yeah, that's not the right place to cross.
So Matt, might be one of those, next time someone asks you that, might be like, well, maybe I'll ask why they're asking me this.
So, dispatch told me to cross this border. It's not the right road to be taking a big rig on. I should be taking Highway 3 to Sumas and then headed south that way. That's the way I should be headed.
Yeah.
What?
It says make a private YouTube and give them the password and it'll download it.
Private?
So you upload to a private YouTube and then you
Just the links and stuff? That might work. Sutko. You're being a pain in the ass. You're trying to make things complicated. Sutko's hired an intern. That wants to have me chair videos.
Okay.
So they can turn them into short 30-second clips, shorts, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of that. At first I'm like, monetary compensation. I'm like, no. All I want is my channel name, the first line in the description, and my channel logo on the videos, and you can clip the heck out of stuff and use it all for free. Advertising is my best.
Yeah. Don't pay me in money. Pay me in advertising.
Yeah. So I was listening to some other YouTubers that go, let people clip your stuff for free. That's how you get famous. Clip the heck out of stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll take that advice. So they want me to send raw footages, just clips, to them in a Dropbox. I'm like, okay, awesome, that'll work. Like, you sure you want it raw? You don't want the edited stuff? Nope, they want the raw stuff. I'm like, okay. Give me a Dropbox. Okay, I can drop one 5-minute clip in this. You realize one of my videos is 30 to 40 gigabytes?
Yeah.
People often go, you delete all your videos after you load them to YouTube? I'm like, yeah, this type of videos they are. 30 to 40 gigabytes per video, 7 videos a week. I do not have the storage capability of that and money to buy that kind of storage.
You'd be looking at basically server farm.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
So sounds like he now wants me to set up a private YouTube with a link so that he can just download them from there.
But then you have to upload everything.
Well, I would just upload a bunch of 5-minute clips if I think they're cool, that are unique, and then just let him go, hey, here's, I could give him permissions to that channel,
Yeah.
He wants the password.
yeah, have a password to that so that he has full permissions to go into that channel, basically a shared channel, and just dump a bunch of 5-minute clips in there. During the week when I'm editing, I'm like, hey, that clip's kind of cool, and just go drag that clip into a separate folder, and at the end of the week, just upload all these videos untitled, just drop them in.
Yeah.
And then you can just rip them off of YouTube. Unless you guys want to buy a bigger Dropbox, because I certainly am not.
Yeah, I'm okay with you guys getting free. I'm not paying you to do it.
Yeah. I'm not spending my, because what they want is this 30-second clips. You know, I can make these beautiful videos that are really, really good little short videos to explain how to do stuff, right?
Yeah.
What they want is shorts. I can do that. Making a 43-second video, I'd made one for one of my bosses that uses it for orientation. Making a 43-second video took me 2 days to do.
Yeah.
The shorter the video, the more work goes into them.
Well, and that was so. When I was basically finding the time to play Mountain Blade, and I did a couple shorts with that. And that was just like I'm editing, and I thought this is a mildly humorous moment. This is like I'm not gonna put a bunch of effort in, but it still did take time to make those.
Yes, yeah.
Even at like really low
Effort. Yep.
it was still did take quite a bit of time. It was
Like my videos are 45 minutes, give or take, of one-take videos. They're one continuous shot, nothing is cut out of them. They're just one continuous shot. I cut red lights out. But for the most part, and I have 3 cameras I synchronize and just switch from camera to camera. Don't even put a lot of effort on which camera is the best view. I just flip back and forth on cameras, unless obviously that different shot would have been better there. I don't put a lot of effort into which camera is the best view, and I still spend over an hour every day just editing video. And this is a really simple, very low, it's like, it still takes a lot of time. The 20 minutes of that hour take is just making the map.
yeah, that map is really cool, but definitely yes, I can see it adding.
That map editor, it's 20 minutes. I enjoy doing it. It's the 20 minutes I need to unwind after working, and then I go edit. It's like, okay, just lay down in the bed, relax for 20 minutes while I edit this map, and then I take 35-40 minutes to throw that video actually together. And that is with the fast laptop. The old way of doing it was bringing all this video on your laptop, and that laptop was so much slower to edit all that video. It took me sometimes 2 days to get one video edited, and then I spent the whole weekend editing the rest of the video. So having a fast laptop makes a difference. But yeah, they want this fancy stuff, but don't realize it takes a lot of time. The professional YouTubers take months to make one video. And in their mind, it's like, hey, just take a couple of minutes and shoot a video on how you make food in the truck.
Yeah, videos take as long to make as they are to view, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that part's a little frustrating. It's like, you guys want something very simple. In theory, it's very simple. I do not have the time to do that very simple thing. Hey, we'll pay you hourly. It's like, you know how many hours of work this is. It's like, careful what you say there.
There's a reason why video, basically people make videos, hire editors. If
Yes.
it was easy, they would just, everyone would do it themselves.
Yeah.
Until
Like-
they were like millionaires and just didn't want to.
It's like, okay, so what you guys want, basically you want me to truck for 3 days a week and then spend the other 2 days editing video for you. I can do that if you're going to pay me 2 days to do that every week. I'm in. I'll do that. I would enjoy that. But you're going to pay me full days of pay.
Yeah, it's like, if you want to pay me to do the work, then sweet, I'll do the work.
Yeah, very happy to do that. I thoroughly enjoy doing that, but it's expensive as far as in time used. And they need to be a little more careful when they say we want it in raw. You don't understand what raw means.
They don't know what they're asking. They really don't.
What's up?
I have to go feed some cats.
Oh, you have to feed some cats. Apparently your cats are going hungry, so Jess has to go feed them.
Well, mostly it is. When I came back last weekend, I forgot to actually check their food level. I thought there was enough food, but apparently there was not enough food, and they require food now.
James forgot to buy food, now they require food. So yeah, Jess.
Yeah, I'm saving the day. So I'm gonna go back to Lowe's.
Okay.
Lunch or dinner.
Yeah, why don't you buy some lunch while you're out? Yeah, whatever you pick. You know what I hate and what I don't. If you, whatever you feel like. I actually, women always just go, ah, he means no. I mean whatever the fuck you.
It usually means I don't know what I want, so it's something that
Okay. If you're asking me that question, just go to Wendy's and get me a chicken burger. And if you really didn't feel like going to Wendy's, go pick something else.
I might buy some stuff for my dinner too. I'm thinking,
And if you ask me what I want for supper, the answer's always the same. Enchiladas. Or tacos.
If you make me pick, I can pick, or you can just make something. and-
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I'll pick something. You might not like what I pick, or you could just make something. You know what I like and what I don't like, so I'll just eat that.
so I'll get ready and then disappear for a bit.
Okay. That's a good idea. And that way we save a little money with the food. Yeah.
Sorry. Do you have sheep in the game?
Yes.
Spirit is asking.
Yes, we do. I just drove by them.
Okay, that's why she was asking. She's like, "Does his little sheep? Does he have little sheeps?" So yes, crafting spirit. The answer is yes.
There's my cheeps.
Yeah,
I believe.
there are the sheep.
Let's go to. You can buy different types of sheeps. So you have different models. Different models of sheep. I've all got.
I don't think the correct term is model. I think it's breed.
I know, that's why.
Is there a difference between different breeds? Like, do they do things differently, or is it
Do the breeds do?
just visually?
Hey Jess, do the different sheep produce differently? The different breeds? I know the cows do. The different breeds of cows do different, right?
The cows do different.
Do you get anything from the sheep other than wool?
No, you only get wool from the sheep. Well, you could sell them. You could breed them and sell them.
There is a lot.
Yeah, which is also fair. But basically, their only produce they're producing is wool, which is fair. That is what sheep are predominantly for.
Oh,
Not a lot of people
Jim says there's a mod. Jess says there's a mod that lets you
There's
do
that.
cheap milk. So you could milk.
That's fine, but also sheep milk is it's definitely not a common thing. You can milk a sheep, yes.
And then there's my chickens. So I have the cheeps. I've got the moose. And the moose, you can get a variety of different moose too. You can do basically. They want to keep this game very kid-friendly, so you don't bring the cows to a slaughterhouse, you just sell them. But I wish they added a slaughterhouse to the game as part of the production, but they don't. But you can have different cows. Get the Brown Swiss, the Holstein, the Angus, whatever that is, Limousin. They don't have Longhorn. There's a mod for Longhorn. I've seen that. And then we've got the chickens. We do not own any pigs in this game, but pigs are a thing in this game, and horses are also a thing in this game. So pigs and horses, but we don't own any. They are on our list of things to buy in the future.
Yeah,
But-
'cause I know you had horses in the past.
Yeah, so pigs and horses are a thing as well, but we don't have on this particular game. And cheaps, I use the wool to bring it to a fabric manufacturing place, and then I make fabric out of it. I own the fabric place. I make fabric out of it, and then I own a clothing place that takes that fabric and makes clothes out of it, and then I sell the clothes. Which I feel is more like production simulator than farming simulator, but I like the game allows you to just sell the wool straight as it is, or you can go into production and actually make the products you grow into different things and then sell those. I do like that's an option. And then I'll show you the productions I have going. There we go, that's a close enough map to it. So we bring grain over here and we make flour. And then I bring that flour and other ingredients, and I bring them to my bakery, and I make bread and cake. And yes, the cake requires sugar, strawberries. I have to make the strawberry. I have to grow the strawberries. I have to grow the sugar beets or sugar cane for the sugar. I have to... What other ingredients do I need? I can't remember. I'll milk. I need milk. So over here I'm processing milk into butter right now, but you can process it into other things than just butter. Process the milk. Over here I am processing grapes into raisins. Over here I am processing those raisins into cereal. What do we got? We got Sweet Wheat, we got Cocoa Loops, and we got Happy Hoops. This is my production area where I'm building all my production. Alright, so over here, I got a second bakery. Over here I've got a sugar mill, so I take beets and turn them into sugar, refined sugar. This is my the swirling spindle. I take wool and make it into fabric. And over here I take my fabric and make it into clothing, which I don't have any of right now sitting around. But that's just my extent of production right now. This is really my production simulator part of the map. Yeah. But I've got cheaps. See, a simple question and I go off on a tangent. The mini...
That's what I do with swords.
The mini swirling spindle. Yeah, that is a cute name. I agree. What was I working on? Oh yeah, I was pressure washing this. That looks pretty clean. Where are we parking this? Okay. Like, where's my stuff? Where's my baler and where's my... What's missing here? I'm missing my baler and my trailer. Bale trailer is missing, yeah. For some reason, whenever I load the game, all the equipment is slightly off from where it was when I left it. It has to reload the equipment, and I guess...
Yeah, basically it doesn't store the actual position perfectly, and so everything shifts.
Yep, so sometimes things just shift over a little bit. So... I cheat and manually move it by hand. I guess the game character is Hercules.
Yeah, super strong, just grab by hand.
I try to keep that kind of stuff to the minimum, but whenever there's... Like, the forklifts in game are a little bit sketchy and bugged up to move pallets around, so I usually just lift the pallets by hand. But I own the forklifts. To keep it more realistic, I could move them with a forklift. But yeah, there's my greenhouses to grow my strawberries. I'm also growing some lettuce.
This weekend up to PG, I took, or I guess last weekend up to PG, I took your old trailer.
Oh!
And it was loaded just heavy enough that we could basically get it off of the ball hitch without having to like use a jack by just grabbing it and lifting it.
This is my honey. I also have honeybees. So you load it up with swords and stuff and tents?
Yeah, basically all the camping gear. Which for some people is a lot more than others.
Yep.
For me, the camping gear is very minimal. It is basically a tent, a hammock, and sleeping bags. The swords and related stuff, that takes up a lot of space.
It's a lot of swords. So the tournament was just tournament. There was no audience, no...
I mean, other people there were watching. So in the SA, there's a king and queen and a prince and princess. This event was attended by the prince and princess because the prince is from PG.
Got it.
It's not an event that normally is, but so the prince was actually marshalling for the tournament. He was actually the one ensuring that everyone's safe fighting. And so I shouldn't have won this tournament. The person I beat in the finals, I lost more fights to them than I won.
But it is loser takes all? Or winner takes all?
Nope.
Loser.
Well, no, what it came down to was that for the finals, because there was a bit of, we were getting to a bit of a time crunch, doubles were not going to be refought. So normally doubles are refought. In this case, doubles was just a double loss. So going into the finals, I'm like, so up to this point, the person who I fought in the finals, I had practiced against him on Thursday and won maybe like 30-40% of my fights against him. Basically, everything he did worked, and I didn't have an answer for it. He fights very differently than everyone else. So all the work I've been practicing over the last couple months out here in Vancouver, none of it helps me fighting him.
Because his style's so different, so you don't expect anything.
Yeah, so he was absolutely just annihilating me on Thursday. So we go to the event. Both times we face each other in the tournament, he wins. Then we get into the finals. I change up the way I'm fighting a little bit, so we double. So we just both. So this is best of 3. So that's 2 losses for us now, or sorry, 1 loss for each of us. Then fight 2, I win just straight up. So I've got 1 win and 1 loss, and he's got 1 loss. Third fight, we both double and both lose. So over the course of the tournament, I lost 2 fights to him, doubled out twice, and beat him once.
And because of the layout, it benefited you. That's like a NASCAR race that gets range shortened, and the one fool that decided not to pit when the caution came out wins the race because the rules just happen to fit what that one person did.
Excellent with the rules, which is why if you don't stand a chance of winning normally,
Do the weird stuff.
take those risks.
Yeah, do the weird stuff.
You never know when it'll pay off.
Yeah, like a rain delay. Okay, everybody comes in, pits, gets a new tire. They'll be all ready to go when the rain stops. But the one guy that was in 30th place decided not to pit. He gets to lead 1 lap. That's why he didn't pit, right? He goes, I'm going to lead 1 lap and get a point for leading that 1 lap because that's the only way I can get a point out of this. And then all of a sudden the rain delay turns into a race cancellation, and guess who's sitting in the front line? Dude that was racing at the 30th place. So, you know what? Sometimes luck is in your favor.
A lot of competition is luck. And just trying to flat out exploit luck is bad, sportsmanship. But at the same time, it is when luck is what you have, take it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't call that bad. Like, okay, so the guy that was running 30th wins it. I think that's completely fair because the crew chief won that race. The crew chief just goes, I'm going to out-strategize these people.
Now, when you're starting to exploit luck is when you are starting to, like, if you're starting to be like, hey, if we can try to instigate a caution.
Oh yeah, let's throw a water bottle out of the window,
Yeah, like
or spin a car on purpose.
yeah, exactly.
This happens all the time.
That's exploiting. And you're basically hoping luck is going to make you're not a cheat, but basically you being a poor sportsman.
So,
Going to hopefully work out. And it's like, that's bad.
fun fact. That's been a thing in NASCAR forever, where you make your own luck by throwing out a water bottle or wrecking somebody or getting a teammate to wreck somebody. Fun fact about these new cars that came out a year ago, they have telemetry on these cars.
Yeah, so you can go back and look at that data.
So now NASCAR goes, which way did that driver turn the steering wheel before hitting the car? Was he turning away from that car or was he turning toward that car? Ah, you turned toward that car. You're not racing next week. Oh, shoot, we can't do this anymore? You've taken cheating out? I love it. It has made people cheat at a much higher level now.
It won't stop cheating. It'll just change the cheating. But
So people have been cheating and getting caught for cheating, and they've got a new rule that they passed. They've gone back to the old school. When they catch you with some kind of cheat on the car, you broke some kind of rule, that piece now gets displayed for the public for all the rest of the race teams. This is how the team cheated. Why are you publicly displaying it? Because the teams go, you have all these black and white rules, but then there's so much gray area. How do we know what's allowed and what's not allowed if you don't actually show us what you are finding the people for?
yeah, basically show what this is what we are finding someone for.
Go, oh, okay, we better not do that then either. So now they're going to show other people and go, hey, this is what this is what they got caught for. I don't care if it gives away their privileged info to help them win. So if you're going to cheat, be ready to have that information shown to the rest of the teams, and now the rest of the teams can compete against that.
Basically, everyone else might benefit for you being caught cheating.
Yep.
Because suddenly they'll, wait, this team is doing what now? And basically find out the parts of what you were doing that was not cheating, but still
Yep.
is now public knowledge.
So if you're going to cheat, your stuff's going to be out for everybody to see. So I think it has made racing, like I stopped watching NASCAR for the last 10 years. And they made this new car and I'm like, oh, I'll watch a little bit. And all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap, this is fun to watch. Not all the races, but I watch a race every now and then now because it's actually fun to watch now. Because not the richest team will win every time now.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is racing always needs to be carefully balanced so that competition isn't just a case of money.
Because that's where we were. The richest team would always win. You don't become a NASCAR driver because of how good you were. You become a NASCAR driver because how much money you can bring to the team. I mean, you still need skill, but you need skill plus money. So you better be good enough to bring money. By any chance, did you hear about last week's race? It's just back already? Last week, NASCAR raced on a street course for the first time ever. In the rain. It was neat. Milo Girl's being funny with puns.
Milo is not Juan to make puns. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you hear the one about a pun walking into a bar?
Did not hear about a pun walking into a bar.
All right. So a pun walks into a bar and basically it just starts attacking people. A bunch of people run away, but basically the pun manages to kill 10 before he's apprehended. Pun in, 10 dead. Milo wanted to make some mini puns.
Oh, that's bad. Pun in, 10 dead. You ever watch, what's the channel called? We've Got the Chocolates, or something like that? Chocolates? Try not to laugh stuff?
Oh, yeah.
There's some very dry humor there, and some very dark humor, and some very weird humor there. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
At least if you're open-minded.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, oh, no, no. Unhear that.
So have you ever crossed the border at like Blaine? Like south of Langley? Not over by Eldergrove, but like actually
I don't know.
down by the coast. There's Sumas, and then there's what's south of Aldergrove, and then there's two border crossings like right on the coast.
So, we got Sumas. Have I ever crossed here? I don't think I've ever crossed here. At that border. On Highway 13, I don't think I've ever crossed that one. Blaine, I have crossed that. This one doesn't look familiar at all. They have truck parking. I don't think it's an international border though, so I think you have to have a special permit to cross with a big rig. And that big rig's coming through the main. Weird. That border, I don't know that border at all.
It could be a big rig only.
Which one?
The one there by Blaine.
No. Because you see all these cars over here?
Oh no, sorry, not that one.
Oh, the one by Blaine. So
Yeah.
this one over here, the Peace Arch, cars can cross. Blaine is not big rig only.
Well, because it looks like, so on the left there, it looks like you have a regular car one.
Yeah, you have a car one over here.
And then it looks like you have a truck one separately. No, I see a lot of cars if you actually zoom in on.
Yeah, cars go here. Big rigs go along the back side here.
All right.
So big rigs cross on the back side here. Cars cross on the front.
It should send you.
And same with here. Going south, cars cross over here. Big rigs have to go along the back side. You have to actually take a different street over here to get there. Sumas is the same way. Sumas, check this out. The cars cross over here. We have to actually go down on the side road and a block down and take big rigs a block down.
Yeah.
And big rigs come in on the back side here.
I've sent Facebook Messenger. I sent you a photo of my my planned multi-day ride.
Let's open that up on here. Bookface.
Yes, Bookface.
All right. That's Jess. There we go. So, whoop. That's not zoomable, nothing. Yeah. So, day one is just to OMAC? Or
I mean, that's the whole thing. I'm like, it's a bit of a long drive to make it all the way to Burlington in one run.
oh, hang on. We're starting in Penticton.
Yep.
So, day one, yeah, you'd want to stay in here somewhere. There's probably some cool tourist trap places in here to stay and have a good experience at some cabin. And then day two is just to get through
I'm
Vancouver.
perfectly happy to do Penticton to Burlington in one run, but you're going to start just riding to get to Burlington,
Yeah.
and that's literally the opposite of the goal.
So I would say day one, hammer down as fast as we can to OMAC, and then take your time through this section and find some cool, nifty cabins out in the boonies, even maybe on top of the mountain, somewhere cheap cabin to stay over the night. Day two would be just to get through the busy city and stuff and maybe stay in Squamish. Day three would be really taking your time through Whistler and a beautiful drive. There's some beautiful lakes up here.
Yeah.
I would actually not go to Cache Creek. I would I would skip from Lillooet straight down here because this little drive here is amazing. Oh, but then we're missing this part of the drive. I would still take this part of the drive over this part.
Really? So you'd cut out Cache Creek? Because the entire reason to go was simply to add the Cache Creek to Lytton part of the drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing drive. Yeah.
If Highway 12 down is better, then that would obviously be the better way to go.
If this highway was open here,
Sorry, which highway bit is closed?
from Spence's Bridge to Merritt,
Is it?
yeah, it's ever since the flooding, it's been closed. Local.
Glad we didn't try to take. That was the way I would have gone up to Cache Creek if we didn't have to detour through Kelowna. So.
Oh no, you can still. No, you can still do. I'm gonna go to Google Maps.
Yeah.
Let's just go to, well, Cache Creek.
Thank you.
Whatever. My brain's not working. Directions, sure. Pick something. I just want to drag a button, okay? There we go. Okay. Cache Creek. What in the sane hell are you doing here? You could take that way. That's open. So Merritt to Cache Creek is open. But this road's been closed. It might be open now. Road closed. Yeah, it's still closed. So this road's closed. But that's open. So you can. I've taken the big rig on this a couple of weeks ago. But Spence's Bridge to Merritt is closed. Yeah, this is a beautiful drive. If that highway was open, I would say from Lillooet down to Layton, back up to Spence Bridge, then to Merritt, and then cut all of this section out. But that's closed, so you can't do that. Yeah, it's kind of hard which route to take over here. From Lytton to Layton, there's actually a single lane road. Lillooet to Lytton. Are you muted? Where is that?
Oh wait. The biggest problem always is that there's never you can't take the route that actually gets you everything. It's always a balancing act between being like, I want to do this part, but
yeah,
it means I can't do this part.
That is not what I'm looking for. Yeah. That's at least 1, 2. Day 3 is just from Squamish to Cache Creek, probably, right? Maybe partway down here. Maybe day 3. Day 4, 5. It's a 5-day trip. You might as well make it a little longer and spend a whole week and make it a 7-day trip and take a little more time.
I mean, I would say if you take a week off for this,
it would be
have 9 days.
Very enjoyable drive and a week off for this
weekend. And then, but you would want to drive it in 7 or less, because you don't want to come back from this ride and go, okay, now it's just straight back to work.
Nope, I refuse to do that for vacations. I like to start vacation the second I'm home. Just go. Yeah. In fact, if you get home Friday at 3 p.m., jump in the bike and go to Omak and spend the first night in Omak.
Yeah.
That way day 2 is really enjoying the Cascades.
Now, I definitely would love the idea of, if you're like, I love the idea of just putting a hammock on the back of the bike and being like, all right, we stop where we stop. Anywhere I can hang up a hammock is good enough.
I think
I
if
feel like
if-
that would end up having some issues.
if we took a week off to do this, I think I would get Jess to drive the pickup with a trailer.
I mean, that would be great because then you have all the supplies you need.
Yeah.
I feel like Rebecca would probably be down for the trip as a non-riding.
As a passenger slash, does she drive?
Yes.
So she could take turns driving. Have Jess. Jess would maybe sometimes ride on the back of one of the bikes for short periods of time, and then you could have multiple drivers. And
Yeah, and that's the whole thing of if we have a trailer, make sure that we've got enough room that a bike can go onto the trailer, possibly even 2 bikes. Like your trailer. So if we were to use your pickup and your trailer, 2 bikes could just be strapped to the back of the trailer and be there fine.
yeah,
So as long as we make it so that all the cargo we're packing with on the trailer can go with 2 bikes still in there, you could have up to 2 people basically be like, I can't ride anymore, and it's still fine.
yeah. Basically, even if I want to take 2 hours off, throw the bike on the back, drive for 2 hours, and then take the bikes back off, it'd be fine to do that. I would definitely say this. It's 22 hours. It's basically it's a 2-day trip if we took pickup and went hardcore. So you want to make that a week, and the cheaper we can make it, the better. 'Cause
Yep.
money.
And that's why I love the idea of camping
Yeah.
along the way.
I wonder if you could just camp out in rest areas and pullouts.
Like with a hammock, you can probably make it work. So, yeah.
Or really cheap cabins. Like if there's a cabin that I only have to pay $70 for a night for 2 people or whatever.
So that's actually one thing. If we actually, because you got roof rails on the pickup,
Yep.
if you basically did similar, put a frame on the trailer, which is something I'm kind of planning on doing, you would then be able to basically go between the trailer and the pickup. Basically, park the trailer, park the pickup along next to it, with about 10 feet away, and you can basically sling up hammocks between the 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I have trouble sleeping in a hammock.
I don't. I slept all weekend in a hammock. Side of the road would be less than ideal for
Yep.
all of this. That would be my problem.
But are there cheap campgrounds / cabins? A mix.
Kind of thing, like if you pack the hammock stuff, you don't have to sleep in the hammock every night, and that could just kind of be the backup plan. Also, if you don't sleep well in the hammock, pop up it's like basically put down like one of the sleeping mats and sleep on the ground.
Yeah.
Or like not necessarily on the ground, like in the trailer, in the back of the pickup, wherever.
Yeah. I might just buy a cheap mattress and throw it in the back of the pickup.
I just had a realization that I might have to pay attention to. If I put cross rails on the Forerunner,
Jess says, James, check your messages.
we'll do it in a moment. I'm just away from my computer at the moment. This is where Bluetooth or wireless headset is starting to grow on me. I'm not at my PC, but I'm still in the chat. So if I do a bar along the back of the trailer and basically a bar on the Forerunner, sling up a hammock, basically leave it parked, and I could still sling up a hammock between the 2.
Yeah.
Actually, now I think of it, that trailer's long enough that I could actually sling up a hammock just between a front bar and a back bar on the trailer.
So, we're in July now. I've got a week off in September. Just saying.
September.
September 10th to the 16th.
Just getting chilly, but it would probably still be doable.
We wouldn't use much for fuel because we're doing short days. The only real expense would be the cabin slash campgrounds.
Yeah.
Could make that a fairly cheap campground or a fairly cheap trip. Especially, I wouldn't even need to buy a mattress. I could probably throw a mattress from the big rig into the back of the pickup. Just for a week. I don't know. Definitely a topic that deserves more attention.
Now, Spencer would be interested in coming along, but also Spencer has much more grandiose plans than I have. I'll send you a link of his proposed ride. It involves the island.
Ah, yes. Go from Washington to the island, and then head north on the island and go to Prince Rupert.
No, not quite that grandiose.
But that's on my list.
That would be fun. I want to do that. That adds a lot of money to the trip.
Yeah, and we're on the broke stage of things.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm also okay with basically breaking this up into smaller rides if I can't get the time and money to make it work as a full ride.
Yeah, a smaller version of this could be a drive from Penticton to Omak, take Highway 20, and the whole deal being Highway 20 and then just come back on Abbotsford and loop back home. That would be a 2-day drive. We really split it into 3 would be better. Spend one night up in here somewhere, spend night number 2 up in here somewhere, and then head home on the most scenic route possible. Well, how many hours
So
would that be?
basically, the ride that is proposed by Spencer is 38 hours. So it almost doubles it. And really what it does is all it adds is it goes up to Vancouver, which would not be the ideal, like now that you mention it, that would not be the ideal way to get to the island. Get from Washington straight to...
Yeah, Port Angeles. You go from Port Angeles to Victoria.
Yeah.
That's the way, if you're going to do Washington, you take Port Angeles and cross the border on the ferry.
Yeah, so basically you... The problem is he also wants to take a road that gives us north of that. Alright, whatever. And then basically go to Tofino. And then basically from Tofino go to Powell River. From Powell River come down the Sunshine Coast and then go up to Whistler.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
But it is one of those where I'm like, it'd be awesome. But I also would want to spend more time on the island, even if I don't go up to Prince Rupert. Go up to Port Hardy and then ride back down. Or if you don't want to go take the ride back from Prince Rupert, go to Bella Coola and ride to Williams Lake from there, which would actually probably work out well for him because I think his parents are thinking about moving to that area. I don't think they want to go north from Williams Lake, but so they'd probably be along that route.
So that's a 10-hour drive there.
Yeah. Which you can totally do in one day. No sane motorcyclist wants to do that in one day.
I would honestly like to split that in 3 days.
I don't know. I think it's... So once I get to Abbotsford, the rest is just bomb at home.
Yeah, but I would want to...
Yeah.
I would want to spend this time down here. So okay, when I say 2 days, I mean 2.5 days. 2.5 days. I said 3 days. So let's say you leave on a Friday evening and just get down to Twisp or Winthrop. Spend the night there. Just a short little drive. It's just a hammer down, get to there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You might as well add something like this to it. Oh, that's the wrong. Maybe that is the right way to do it. Nighthawk, that seems like a waste of time if you're just trying to hammer down. It'd be a cool crossing, but no, I take it back. And I wouldn't take the main highway. I would take all the little back highways.
I definitely just tried scrolling in on your screen.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Also, so have you given serious thought about what sort of bike you're going to buy if you're actually going to buy a bike for you long term?
It would be more like your second bike is. Something that Jess could ride or be a passenger comfortably on.
Because Honda's making a Scrambler 500, and I think that might be what I really want. But I actually want it to be a good Scrambler. I don't want it to be something that just looks like a Scrambler, which is what it currently is. But like something along that vein, like basically adventure bike Scrambler mix might be the best thing. Because I love the idea of being able to take a lot of the logging roads.
Yeah. Okay, so I've added that to it a lot backwards. So yeah, I'd say day one till evening one, just stay at the Twisp, Winthrop. Find a cool place to sleep in here somewhere, a cool little cabin or campground. And then spend the whole day doing this. This little section from Winthrop to Marblemont. Spend a whole day there just stopping at viewpoints, going for hikes, or just hanging out and just enjoying the viewpoint. Just set up a picnic table and just enjoy the viewpoint. Spend a whole day doing that. And then the last little bit of the day, hammer down, sleep in Abbotsford, and then the next day drive home. I think that would be a really cheap, fun weekend. Or a week. It'd be a weekend, but let's do it on a vacation and take our time. And if all of a sudden, by the time you're in Abbotsford and you're like, I really want to drive further, then you could loop in at the last moment, go, let's add this to the trip, right? Let's make a loop and add an extra day. You could do that. That way, even if you go as a group and go, hey, two of the riders, like we're calling it a day, we're going home, and two other riders go, hey, let's go. I'm good to ride longer, right? So you could go, hey, we've done this, and then you can loop up this way without necessarily doing your Whistler in that part. That could be another trip. But I guess you could still, even if we spend the night in Abbotsford, a part of the group could loop around and go further. You could do it a 2.5 day trip, plus half the group could do a 5-day trip. I don't think my back end could handle more than a 2-day trip, 3-day trip.
It is something you definitely build up to.
Yep.
Even I would. That's why I have that air seat thing.
On my current bike anyway, I wouldn't be ready.
I wouldn't be able to do that ride on your bike. I can only sit on one position on your bike. That's the thing I hate most about that bike. I'm like, the seat doesn't allow me to move around as much as I want.
I find my butt gets sore after 2 hours, and this is 10 hours.
My bike, I was fine to do more riding by the time I was done going to Vancouver. So 4 hours into actually like downtown Vancouver area. And I could have basically, I felt like I could have basically turned around and done the ride again.
But if this is a 2.5 day trip, you can have so many stops, so much relax, so much, really enjoy. Because if you take 10 hours, Yeah, you take the first day is 3 hours, so that's already down to 7 hours.
Yeah.
7 hours to do the rest in 2 days. That's only 3.5 hours a day. No, yeah, 3.5 hours a day. This would be a very, very relaxing, comfortable 2 day ride, right? So that way you
Yeah.
can stop and just really enjoy the viewpoints, because we always blaze through everything and never stop at all the viewpoints and enjoy the little waterfalls and stuff like that.
Yep.
I would like to. So I would suggest a shorter trip like this, a 2 day/3 day type of trip, at least as the first group ride. And
It is definitely one of the things we have to build up to that, regardless. I don't think we'd have like my one, much less Spencer's, which is double that, would certainly be a build up to it. Like that would be a next year or the year after, by the point where enough people are built up where they go, yeah, I could do this.
yeah, because you buy different things and go, hey, next time I would
Yeah.
do this differently. You need to do the shorter trips to learn what you would do differently next time. And by the next time, I would own an RV for sure. And if you have an RV doing the same trip,
No offense to Spencer's bike, but it's old. A bike that is 80s or older, I don't trust it to just make a long trip from scratch.
mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
needs to prove that it can make long trips before I go, yeah, this is fine. Mind you, none of these trips you're ever really that far from home.
yeah,
That is nice.
yeah. You did check Messenger for Jess?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Was it cat food related?
Yes, it was.
Was she trying to buy the right type of cat food?
Yes, which is a good thing she messaged, because you can totally buy the wrong cat food for our cats.
They're picky, are they?
They basically they want gravy. They do not want basically that like pate cake food.
So yeah,
So the food is mixed, both.
our September vacation, we were thinking of keeping it very cheap, just a small little staycation. So yeah, if we took the pickup, we could even spend an extra night somewhere and go kayaking and down a river or something as well, somewhere down that way, or a lake. Make it more than just a ride, or at least even if we decided to go like together, we could do the first 2 days together as a ride, and then we could go kayaking while you head a different direction.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun to do, and that way it's a little more open and people can make it the trip they want it to be.
Well, and that's one of those things that I do love about this idea, is that people can basically loop in however they want.
Yes.
People could join for the back end of it, basically take the front half and then go home. There's a lot of choices in it,
As long as you don't want to hammer down and run hard.
which is what like that's counterpoint to like the entire.
Experience of riding. Yeah.
Like I'm perfectly fine. I wouldn't actually mind trying to do an iron butt challenge.
I'm opposed to that.
Unfortunately, was that?
I'm opposed to that.
Unfortunately, do you know how really is the right way to do an iron butt challenge?
on a ride with no suspension, hardtail.
I mean, no, like that'd be if you really want to earn it. I don't really want to earn it. Because the iron butt challenge is, I think, 1,000 miles in a day.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah, so the Saddle Sore 1000 is 1,000 miles in less than 24 hours. That is like the
1,000 miles. That's, well, you can only. Yeah, you have to drive freeways to make that happen.
well, you don't have to. Someone has done it on back roads, but they're insane. They're flat out just insane because that's nuts.
Because 1,000. Let's say the speed limit's 60. That's 16 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy who did it in Backroads, he did it in 20 hours.
Yeah, so you're doing a long day.
Ride time.
Yeah.
But basically, if you really want to do it, first off, like a driving sofa makes it better.
Yeah, you want a
You hit a-
big Honda or a big Harley. Yeah.
Get a hotel at the start of a nice freeway section, and do it.
Drive across the country to the other side.
Yeah. But yeah, there's also like there's another challenge that is like doing 1,600 kilometers in 36 hours.
Yeah, it's definitely not my style. I do that every day in the big rig. Just sitting for that many hours straight.
And that's the entire thing of like, that's something I'd consider doing if I was going down. Like, I'm like, I'm going to ride my bike down to Florida because I want to do that. That would be like, take it nice and easy down into Washington, Idaho, and Wyoming.
And then on the freeways, just hammer down.
Then basically, you get out to the flatlands and just be like, all right, I'm going to cover the next 1,000 miles in one day. And yeah, if you can sit there and like, if you basically pick freeways where you can basically be like, yes, I'll be able to do 80 here without getting pulled over.
Well, a lot of the speed limits actually are 80.
Well, that's the whole thing of either by speed limit or by cops just not pulling you over.
Yeah.
And if the speed limit's 80, then do 90. As if you can do that without getting pulled over. But basically, you can make that part of the ride.
Honestly, you want a windshield on that because the buffeting.
No, I don't.
Because the buffeting at 90 miles per hour, holy crap.
Yes, but where do you, so the problem with a motorcycle is where do you want the buffeting? Do you want it on the bike? Do you want it on your handlebars, or do you want it on you?
On your
You
helmet.
get to go without buffeting. You just get to choose where you put it. I hate it basically. So if a windshield is mounted to the handlebars, I hate it. I hate it with a passion. All that buffeting is input into your handlebars.
Oh.
If it's on the frame of the bike, that's fine. But it still is hitting the bike. You know what? My neck muscles are getting beefy with all this riding.
Yeah,
Base.
if you do a lot of riding, yeah.
I ride a naked sport bike along the highways a good chunk of the year. My neck muscles are fine with this. Like, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, I wish I had the bike over here at our apartment instead of at your place. I would ride it a lot more.
Yes, you would. And that's where it would be best if you could find a place to park your RV where you can either have the bike with or have it so that you can safely have your bike secured to the back of the RV all the time.
Yeah.
And then it would be easy to just hop on the bike and go. And that's where I really do like bikes for, like, the idea of RV living. Bikes would be great because you can attach a bike to the RV and off you go. Yeah, the Iron Bed Association also hands out an award for basically basically the longest ride you can do in America. Key West, Florida, to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska.
So
Near ride to do.
Canada, they count that in.
Well, that's where basically you're going to go through Canada, but basically you're going to the farthest apart points of America that you can
Ride to.
reasonably get to. Because Prudhoe Bay is not as far away as you can get. There's like Wainwright, which is
Yeah, but you need permits and specialized permissions to go down some of those places.
yeah, and I think by actual measurement, I think Point Hope is the farthest away. But yeah, it's like that.
Don't you need special permission even to go to Prudhoe Bay?
I have no idea.
I think there are
I
rules.
know the roads doesn't exist all year round. I actually like the idea of going to Whitehorse.
Yeah, it'd be pretty flat and lots of trees, but it'd be fun to do it once.
And that is definitely, so I feel like my preferred way to do some of these long rides would be very different than a lot of other people's. Basically, we're either stopped or we're flying. I'm not cruising.
Yeah.
We're either putting down miles or we're not. I'm either on the bike and we are going, or
What?
I am stopped.
Because when you're on the bike, your butt's getting sore. Let's make the best of that time possible.
Yeah. Now, for a lot of people, that's not going to be the preferred way, especially with a naked bike where you're getting all of that wind pressure on your chest and helmet. The faster you go, the less time you can do this.
I talked about that. People expect all bikers to just be absolute hooligans and racing as fast as possible. It's like you realize most bikers are Sunday drivers and they're just casually cruising along.
Yeah.
99% of all bikers just chill and take the smallest roads possible. And
Yeah. Most riders are trying to avoid highways.
yeah,
Where's everyone is public perception on bikes made up by? People riding on highways. Also, you don't notice the 27 bikes that basically you passed or passed you nice and slowly, but that one guy who basically came by like a bullet. Yeah, you remember him.
yeah.
And that's like people are like, "Oh, all riders are irresponsible." I'm like, as a rider, we also think that guy's a dick.
Yeah, but sometimes I am that dick.
You have never done
Well, no, never gone stupid.
traffic at like 200. Because at that point, that'd be the point where I'm like, I don't know, I'm riding a Honda anymore.
No, that's
That'd be the point where I'm like, yep, I'm out.
it's like that dude wants to die.
I don't care how fast you go. I care about where you choose to go fast.
Like the dude shooting a flare at his parachute. It's like, oh, that's a cool stunt. I suspect he'll be dead in 3 years if you do that regularly.
I mean, just got to get your adrenaline rush, I guess.
Yeah, it's like some cool stunts, but you know, you die doing those.
So, how do people riding motorcycles die?
Honestly, don't know.
There's three main factors that really come down to it. Not wearing a helmet is one of the big ones. Alcohol is the biggest one. And then the third one is speed. But basically, as you keep your speed to less than excessive, which they qualified as 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, you basically have cut. So if you cut out those three things, you have cut out about 80% of motorcycle fatalities.
Yeah, like motorcycle is pretty safe if you want it to be.
Even at it being its least safe, it is still about as safe as like skiing. Hour for hour, 1 hour of skiing to 1 hour of riding a motorcycle, they're pretty equivalent for safety.
Yeah, we just see motorcycles as super dangerous, and it's like, oh no, you bought a motorcycle, you're gonna die now. It's like, that's not how it works.
So if you compare skiing to like walking, skiing is ridiculously dangerous, but no one would compare skiing to walking. But people have no problem comparing motorcycle riding to driving a car.
Yeah.
Yes, it is more dangerous than driving a car, but it is also a hobby.
I think if you drive your car like an absolute hooligan and love speeding, you should never buy a motorcycle.
I mean, you do what you want. Just know that the risks are there. You are one of the I'm going to be statistics dudes at that point. But yeah, if you're like, yeah, whatever, it's fine, then go ham, go be a squid, go see how quick you can basically turn yourself into a smear.
Yeah.
But because that's like other people taking their own risks, I have no problem with it.
I hit the right button.
But the whole thing is, motorcycle motorcycles don't have to be as dangerous as they are by statistics. The problem is it's fun to go fast.
It is.
And there's a real big drinking culture. Like there's a dude who I like him. He's a cool dude. I don't want to go riding with him because he goes from bar to bar. That's what riding is. I'm like, you've just put a motorcycle into your drinking problem is what you've done.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem.
And that's why I don't have any interest in, like, I'm okay with having a drink like with supper and then driving home. On a motorcycle, I'm less okay with that. Where I basically just I don't touch alcohol if I'm riding a motorbike. It's just not, like, to my brain, I'm like, that's just never worth the risk.
Even a small distraction on a motorcycle
Yeah.
can be it. And it's not you're not the problem. It's a small distraction of somebody else being an idiot and you not being ready for it. Any kind of extra delay in there, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, and often it's not even that, like, well, I'm basically, I'm not sitting here being like, well, I'm a fine driver and everyone else is the problem. Most common motorcycle accident is a solo accident. It's not the accident that causes the most number of fatalities. The most common one is somebody simply basically doing a corner and messing it up.
That's the dude that I watched die a couple of weeks ago, was that, right? Dude messed up the corner.
Yep. And that's those can end in fatalities, but those usually don't. Usually it's a heavy damage to the bike and rider may break something, but that's usually about that. And that's the whole thing with like, because Jeff as a rider has no fear. And I'm like, this isn't necessarily a problem, but it also means you're comfortable taking corners way too fast, because if you mess it up, this is going to go really badly.
No room for error.
Well, the thing is, like, even if you sit there whether room for error or not, but basically just assume at some point you are going to mess up a corner. If you are still taking it nice and easy, you messing up corner is probably you and the bike going off the road. That could still be bad. But, like, the bike hits a tree and you are down to like 30 kilometers an hour at that point. Bike's probably totaled. You probably broke something. If you were doing, like, let's say 180, and so the bike's laid down and is losing speed, and it gets down to like 120 before it hits the tree, you're paced.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that.
The equipment doesn't save you from that. And that's, if you're on a track, go fast. It's got runoff areas.
Yep, there's no trees in the way.
You are going to ragdoll down grass, and you are probably going to break things and twist things, and it's going to go badly. But it's not hitting solid things, and that's the big thing.
Did you see the interview? The professional bikers, they require... Oh, this is a Fortnite video about airbags.
Okay, I haven't seen that video yet.
Yeah. The dude was asked by an interview how the airbag helped with his wreck, and he just goes, yeah, they work. And you all see all these other motorcyclists just start smiling and snickering. It's like, dude wasn't wearing an airbag.
Yeah.
It's like, anyone that was actually paying attention, it's like, yeah.
They're legally supposed to, I'm pretty sure.
At the time, he wasn't legally required to, but his contract said he had to.
Okay.
And he just says, yeah, airbags work good. And you see everybody smirking, and you replay the video and go, yeah, no airbags went off, and nothing happened there.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of getting an airbag vest.
Yeah, watch his video.
It's expensive, but
Fortnite has a good video about what airbag you should buy and why.
Yes, and I've seen it, and I agree. Because it's cheaper, and it just works. Airbags are not like if I'm not a MotoGP rider. I don't want to dish out top dollar for something to make sure it works. And the basically the ones that are not tethered to the bike, you either pay top dollar or take the risk of them not really working.
Yeah, exactly. And if you use them once, you have to send it in to the manufacturer. You might as well just buy a new one.
Yeah, and that's where the
CO2 cartridge ones.
Expensive, but it's like you could basically use that for pretty much the rest of your riding career.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that. I do just wish it was a little less expensive.
They are expensive. It's definitely entry level. I realize I cut all this grass and I'm just leaving it laying here. I am so hungry. I'll wait for Jess to get home, or else I'm going to eat stuff and then not be hungry for whatever she brings home. I don't think that's a good idea.
That does not seem like a wise choice.
I have a habit of doing that. She's cooking food and I go and grab a snack and she goes, "Do you see what I'm doing here?" I'm like, yeah, I know. Don't worry, I'll still be hungry. Careful, careful, playing with fire here.
Although I definitely do know if I buy the airbag vest, I will test it. Curiosity will demand it.
Just pull it and see, right?
I don't think because all I'm doing is wasting a CO2 canister.
Yeah.
It's fine. If I was actually wasting, like basically the vest and now it's get sent out, I'd never be willing to test it and see how it goes. But the whole thing is, why would you get a vest like that?
Immobilize your helmet.
Okay, same thing for me. I'm like, all the other things are fine, they're good, but for me, I'm like the neck brace fact because I don't want a neck brace while I'm riding, but I sure would like one if I'm wrecking.
Yeah, I wanted to immobilize my helmet so I don't break my neck.
Now there are some places where that would be very handy, where the airbag might not go off. So if you don't leave the bike, it's not going to go off.
Yeah.
So if you hit a car where you basically are still on the bike when your head is slamming into the car in front of you, this isn't going to help you.
Nope.
So it's not and that's why I haven't gotten one, is because it is very much one of the it has places it is useful.
You could make the tether quite short too.
Yeah.
You could make it shorter than they have it.
Mind you, I also don't want to ruin my ability to move around my bike.
Yes, you want to have, if it's inconvenient, you won't use it.
Yeah. Also, it would be really, really crappy to like reposition myself on my bike and pull the tether out.
Well, apparently it's pretty hard to pull the tether out, but I would, for the same reason, I would want to test it. I would probably want to be sitting on the bike and then try testing it, how hard it is to accidentally pull this. I want to know how much force I'm putting into this. How careful do I have to be? And at the end of the day, if it accidentally goes off, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, like, if you're riding and it goes off...
Oh, that would suck. That'd be a bad day.
You may not keep control of your bike.
Yeah, that'd be a bad day.
Stop. This would really not be a big deal. It may involve you like awkwardly dropping your bike and feeling like an idiot, but
Because
I'm okay with that.
I feel jumping off the bike and accidentally pulling it, forgetting to untether it, is probably the most likely scenario. And by that time your bike is already kickstand out, you're just poof all of a sudden and go, what the?
Yeah.
And if you make a habit of it, you should carry extra CO2 cartridges with you.
Yeah. Now, I also am usually already tethered to my bike with the heated gear stuff, which I need to replace that. I lost my heat controller on my way to Vancouver.
Yeah, you said that. How many times could that airbag go off before it needs to be replaced?
I don't think there's a specific, like, I don't think there's really a number of times. Like, I don't think you'd have it set off enough times.
Because you could make that part of your gimmick. Every time you get off the bike, the airbag goes off. Make that part of your, make a YouTube channel and that be part of your gimmick. Every time you get off, kaboof! Oh, son of a. And I'd be good at that because people think I screw up all the time.
People think you're a moron.
Yeah.
But for different reasons.
I'm not a moron for the reason they think I'm a moron. I didn't accidentally trip over that boulder there. I saw the boulder and decided, hey, this will be fun.
Wouldn't it be funny?
Or, hey, if I say this, I leave it open for somebody to make a funny joke over here. Ah, damn it, nobody caught on to it, or everybody just goes, ah, snicker, snicker, we won't go for that. I'm like, I left the opening here for someone. Please, just take it.
Yeah.
I said something stupid. Someone, don't let me get away with saying something stupid. That was the whole point. I wanted to get caught for saying something stupid. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. But yeah, like you said, they're expensive, right? So expensive.
Yeah, it is one of those where I would like to get one for Crafting Spirit as well, but that's something that's one thing for, like, whenever I look at gear, what I'm actually looking at is buying the gear twice.
Yeah, well, that's what Jess and I always do. Somebody just goes, hey, this game is so much. It's only $30. It's like, nah, it's actually $60.
Now, that's one thing. Crafting Spirit bought Kateria Fables, or whatever. Anyway, it's a game. Basically, Rune Factory, but you play as a cat.
Oh.
But we only bought one copy. It's multiplayer, but it actually, you can't play it over internet co-op. And this is where I actually really appreciate Steam's...
family sharing?
Not family sharing, because that is only, like, that wouldn't let you play a multiplayer game.
Oh, yeah.
They're like screen share play, the remote play thing, or...
Oh!
What do I actually call it? But basically, you can basically just be like, oh, so this is a couch co-op game? Or sorry, it's called Play Together.
Play together, okay.
No, that might not be...
I've never done that.
Okay, if I start up this game, that's what I mean. Anyway, so it's a mode that lets you basically, someone else is basically streaming their controls and the view from your computer. So while you are playing, the game's only playing on your computer. Steam is just basically streaming the game and control inputs back and forth.
That's the future of gaming, you know. Cloud gaming. That's the future. Yeah. You can play high-end graphics-intensive games on a tablet with a controller.
It's not doing the processing.
All the processing is done on some high-end graphics cloud.
Well, so there's a game that me and Mel like to just play when we want to have fun, and it's called Unrailed. And basically, you have a train that goes around along a track, and you have to build the track before the train.
Oh, I've seen that. Like a mobile game. Feel.
Yeah, it feels kind of like a mobile game for graphics. Sorry, what is that? No? Yeah, I play the game Crafting House. Some days that's more true than others. Some days Crafting Spirit is doing as much work as me, if not more.
I didn't buy it because I always find those games way too hard. It's like I can't keep up with.
Well, so the thing is, if you ever want to play it with us, don't buy the game, just remote play.
I'll play the game. Let's do it.
Actually, maybe we should actually give that a shot. Maybe tonight. I don't know what you guys are around for, but I'll be around.
Our pickup has no AC, so I'm not doing anything until that AC's fixed.
Yeah, it's a hot man. So it was nice. It's been nice and like it's been hot on the coast, but it's been manageable. I was up in PG for the weekend. It was actually chilly at night. Days were just beautiful. Benedictine is hot.
Yeah,
Goodness, is it hot?
woke up yesterday morning to +5 Celsius, and I'm like, oh, I should have closed the windows. I should have closed the windows. This big rig is frozen.
Yeah. Another thing, so that demo that I was playing, I actually would also like to play that with other people just to see how multiplayer works on that. So if you are down, it might be worth a test.
Yeah, we should do a live stream while doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever we do, I'll live stream it.
Yeah.
But there's a few options. Either could just play some Valheim, could play something like Unrailed, where it is basically try it remote play across.
Valheim's a Saturday night thing, not a Friday night thing.
Which I am going up for dinner tomorrow night, and wait, no, that's not tomorrow night. That's tomorrow night. Yes, it is tomorrow night. So I'm hoping to stream Valheim after that.
Okay, so it might be a late stream. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm leaving Sunday morning, so the stupid Grand Fondo crap is making me leave early.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. But yeah,
I mean, most of Valheim, it doesn't really like it's basically build up resources right now.
oh yeah, we fought a boss. So even if I join for an hour and then bail out while you keep streaming longer, that'll work too. Yeah. Just so that I've made an appearance. My obligatory appearance. So Jess and I have actually made 2 episodes of Farming Sim that'll be released as videos, except that none of the computers can edit the video. That's why I have downloaded DaVinci Resolve to see if it works on there, and I'll test it, see if I like the program. Apparently I was saving my file wrong in OBS or something, and it hates the OBS file. Adobe Premiere hates the OBS. Even if it's MP4, it hates the file.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We have 2 episodes recorded, and now we just have to make sure that works before we record more episodes, or else we have to figure out a different file format or figure something else out how to record these videos. If my OBS settings were wrong or something.
So I finally managed to actually fill half of my new solid state drive. My 2 terabyte is it basically has more storage than free space now.
The thing with that much room is you stop deleting stuff, right?
Well, that's the whole thing. I'm like, nothing's getting deleted. If I might play it, it is on there.
80%.
I feel like with some of the games getting really big, like I remember GTA 5. It was at least 120 gigs. I want to say it might have been more. But like that was just, it was a huge game, and it's like, man, like
Games like that, there's going to be huge games, but they have to become cloud games.
yeah,
Because gaming developers, they keep doing studies or surveys. What kind of computer do you own? What can you play? You can get rid of all of that, so that because you want to have as many people possible to have the ability to buy your game and play it.
yeah.
Have a cloud system. You'd have to make it subscription based to pay for that cloud system.
Yeah, someone has to pay for the cloud.
World of Warcraft proves that subscription does work if you set it up right.
I'm not opposed to subscription, but I hate that. That's just. I hate when they try to make things subscription when it's like,
For no reason. Yes. You could make a big game and go, hey, it's subscription because it's a cloud-based game and anybody can play it, and the subscription is $5 a month and you can cancel anytime.
well, what I think is the next generation of PlayStation and Xbox is going to be realistically cloud-based. Because you already need to subscribe to be able to play on them anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
So just up it a little bit and make it that, okay, now you need to basically now like the hardware of this just doesn't even matter anymore. You're buying just enough hardware to play anything. The actual it's like the thing that's actually playing the complex game is a PC somewhere else.
Yeah. And that way, so many people could buy that. What is an Xbox subscription fee?
I don't know what it is now. I don't know what Xbox Live costs these days.
Oh, let's take a look.
I haven't been in part of that. It's $10 a month.
Oh yeah, see? Yeah, but that's all any game, or what does that Live give you?
Okay, so what Live gets you, so it's not live streaming any games. Like basically you get subscription that you can play a bunch of games for free, and also it just allows you to play online with other people, period. Without it, you can't.
Yeah.
But it is a case of you're basically getting a bunch of games that you can play for free.
So you need to make that and have massive games online that the playthrough takes you months to play through so that people keep paying the subscription.
Well, the entire thing though is with the you got a bunch of games. If you're paying for a subscription, you don't have to buy the game. You can just use the game for free.
Yeah.
Is that people are just paying month after month and not buying games anymore.
Yeah.
But that means if they stop playing anything, they're still paying.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, as far as Xbox is concerned, this is great because it means they get to pick what sort of games they want to put there, and they get to basically decide what and how people really play. And that means they're more in control of their own future. Which I like people making their own individual choices instead. I'm not a fan of it, but it is.
Yeah, but that'll never go away. There will always be indie creators that make these unique individual. That will always be a thing. But
Yeah.
to have the big, massive games, the big, epic games that are people that the whole world's gonna know and play.
AAA games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are gonna have to be cloud-based games. Because people are buying Chromebooks and playing on those. You have to make these games playable on a tablet or on a Chromebook.
Yeah. Michael, that is 3 degrees too warm.
After 99, it's unbearable.
After 99, it's just like, why? Stop. Actually, so my number isn't actually 99. So 95. Anything after 95 is just getting too hot. Basically, 35 degrees Celsius is fine. Anything past that is too damn warm. So once we get up to 97 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 90, or basically 36 degrees Fahrenheit, too damn warm.
I'm even lower than that. I like anything below 30.
My entire thing is my internal body temperature is roughly 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The air should not be the same temperature.
Yeah.
Anything below that, is it too warm? Yes, but it's manageable.
Anything between 20 and 30 is where you like it.
So that's the thing of 40 degrees is basically my cutoff of I don't want to ride anymore. It's just too hot to be without air conditioning.
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't matter how much airflow you have over you, it's you're not cooling off. I find it funny when bikers, when it gets that hot, they start taking everything off and they're riding bareback. It's like, you realize you'd be much cooler wearing something.
Yep, people don't realize that. And that's the thing, because I've actually done the testing. My hoodie versus a t-shirt doesn't make too much of a difference. That hoodie just has a lot of airflow through it. But my jacket that restricts airflow, and it's still a vented jacket, it's not restricting airflow a ton. But yeah, it keeps me cooler.
There's a reason why the Arabs wear all that clothing in the blazing hot sun. It's a very good reason for that. Maybe a lesson we should learn. When it gets very, very, very hot, cover up.
Also, how many Mexicans you see wear long sleeve shirts in the summer? Like down in Mexico, down in Belize, Central America. It's a hot day and they're wearing long
sleeve shirts. Yep.
Keep the sun off your skin.
Yep.
It turns out this is a good idea.
Exactly. The clothes are a trap. They keep your sweat on your skin longer.
Yep, that's the whole thing, is you don't want to lose your sweat to either air movement or to sunlight. So you want the air to move over you, but you want it to gently move over you. You want it to just slowly be replacing the air.
Jess is still not back and I'm starving. I might just die soon.
You become a cat?
Yeah. I did find it enjoyable last time I visited your place. Jeff thought I was a bear.
Were you moving stuff in the carport?
Nope, just I went inside.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, I was moving stuff into the carport, yes. Which is still there. Right, that's still there. I gotta go pick that all up again.
At some point, I'd like to have a place to park my bike again.
Yeah, gotta gather that all up again. I totally forgot that, that's still there. Oh yeah, right. No AC in the truck, and then I shut the truck down and go, I'm done with this thing until it has AC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up all that stuff. Maybe that'll be my goal next weekend. You saw an armadillo for the first time in your life. Those are pretty neat.
I've never seen an armadillo in the wild. I've seen them in zoos, but I've never seen.
I've seen them in the wild, but they've always been dead on the road. They've been roadkill. The only ones I've ever seen is roadkill.
Not the most exciting way to see an armadillo.
No, no. Definitely less than optimal. Okay, Jess says she's gonna be coming back with food and groceries. Oh, so she went cat food shopping for you, brought the cats the food, and now she's going shopping. That's why it took so long, but she's gonna need help carrying stuff up. Okay. So I guess I should end the stream here then, so I'm ready to carry that stuff up. How long have I been streaming anyway? 3 hours. I think that'll probably do.
Yeah.
That'll probably do. I got lots of other stuff to do. Okay. I think I'll just stop it right over here. I was expecting today's stream to be pretty much dead. Most likely we'll see you guys tonight. What time do you think, James? 7:30ish?
Pretty open tonight, so yeah, I'd say at least by 7:30.
Okay.
Let's do 7:30 as our.
I'll try to aim for 7:30ish. No guarantees, but yeah. Let's try.
Could go later, but I think that's a perfectly good thing to aim for.
Save game. All right. Oh, when did our music stop?
I wouldn't know because I am listening to my own music.
Yeah, that must have stopped some time ago. Close that tab. Get rid of that. Yeah. Oh, come on, mouse. I want you to go in that corner. I mean you to go in that corner. Yeah, somewhere our music ended. Oh well, that's okay. We got more music to listen to next time. Still have hundreds of songs to go through for the first time, and then we have to go through everything over and over and over. On repeat and random, and then it'll be a little better. But anyway,
Yeah.
I am out of here. I'll see you guys tonight. No, we didn't say 7, we said 7:30ish. So yes, 9:30 your time we'll be on hopefully around that time, give or take, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, but we'll see you then. And then tomorrow morning I'll do another streaming of farming, and then probably tomorrow evening a little Valheim, and then after that I'm doing nothing Sunday morning. So James, if you have something to stream Sunday morning, there will be people expecting a stream then, so if you feel like it, do
I'll do a stream for that.
anything that people don't expect to be live. Throw them a curveball. Only Michael will.
I've got a couple new games I could try out.
So anyway,
I would like to go back to actually having a regular game for me to play. I don't know that me playing Bannerlord was necessarily the thing that was entertaining for other people, but it was a game I enjoyed that I think streamed half decently.
yeah. And honestly, I don't care if the audience enjoys it or not, as long as we enjoy it. Because as soon as we play games only the audience enjoys, then we'll be playing Minecraft and...
So I don't mind playing Minecraft. Minecraft is fine, but it is definitely a thing of, at the end of the day, I'm still going to play the games I want, not what other people want me to
Yeah,
play.
exactly.
But that's where, like, something about Blade Bannerlord is a fantastic game that I love playing. It is very much a basically. I think that would make better videos than streaming because you can cut out all of the menus. Although I should try playing that game. I should try playing it immersively. Don't go to the buy and sell screen. Walk to the merchant.
That way it would be more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, like it's going to be kind of trucking simulator, where it's basically it's a bit of a walking simulator, but there's always the visual of things going on rather than he's looking at a menu.
Yeah. Michael, yeah. Shut up, Michael.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of me, Michael. See you later. Thanks for joining, Michael, and thanks, Milo Girl, for
Yeah.
joining. Okay, I can mute Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Okay, we're out of here. You guys rock.
This video is brought to you in part by the letter C and these YouTube members. Cookie starts with C. What other things start with C? Oh, who cares what other things? C is for cookie, and that's good enough for me. Thanks for watching. Nom 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 nom.